team. Now, for all the action, here's the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell.
Good morning, Cougar baseball fans. Normally we'd say rise and shout, but today we say rise and shine. It's not yet 8 a.m. in the Mountain Time Zone, and we are getting ready for BYU and Arizona State in their opener at the 2025 Big 12 Championship here at gorgeous Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers in Arlington, Texas. Today, in a game with a 9:02 a.m. Central Time first pitch, it's the tournament 12 seed BYU taking on the 5 seed Arizona State. The two teams met 4 weeks ago in Tempe, and the Sun Devils swept BYU. Today, the Cougars play for some postseason payback. I'm your play-by-play presenter, Greg Wrubell, and I'm privileged today to have as my partner on the headset BYU's Director of Baseball Communications and Senior Assistant Athletic Director for Broadcast Relations, Mr. Duff Tittle. And Duff, with this very early start, what an interesting and unique setup we have in this incredible venue for baseball. And certainly, I would think a dream come true for a lot of these players to take the field in a big league ballpark.
Absolutely. I feel that way about myself, having the opportunity to join you in a big league ballpark. It's a pretty surreal experience.
Quick key to the game, you think, for BYU against ASU?
I think the Cougars have to pitch it really well. I think they have to not give up free bases, whether that's balls or hit by pitch. And I just think they've got to keep Kyle Walker off the bases.
Let's pause for the tail end of our national anthem this morning. First pitch here in Texas, moments away, so let's hear from BYU head coach Trent Pratt now in our leadoff interview presented by doTERRA. doTERRA, pursue what's pure. And this morning, Coach Pratt talks about what it took to put his guys in a position to play in the postseason.
I thought we played like good baseball last weekend as far as throwing strikes and making plays and get some big hits. So I just want that to carry over from last weekend. I thought last weekend we pitched it good. Walks were down, all those things, and that's, for us to win a couple of games here, that's what it's going to take.
How do you view the matchup with Arizona State?
Man, it's hard to tell. I think when we played at Arizona State last time, that was the worst we played all year, all around. So, but they're a super offensive team. We're gonna have to throw a lot of strikes and make plays behind them, and scrap out some hits when we get a chance.
They put a lot of pressure on teams. Teams commit a lot of errors for some reason against them. Of course, they're active on the base pass. I guess pressure's the word that comes to mind.
Yeah, they're athletic. That power, the hit for average, offensively, it's a scary team to play. So, yeah, and then they have good athletes where they get on the bases, they try to wreak some havoc. So we got to do a good job controlling the running game and doing those things. And the best thing is to try to keep them off the base pass as much as we can.
Gotcha. One of those teams that puts heat on you early, their highest scoring inning is their first inning.
Yeah, it's imperative we go out there and throw up at zero early. We didn't do that. We scored early down there, but when we played them, but then we kind of gave it up right after. So we had a better job, and it's just throwing strikes. It comes down to it. Hey, if we throw strikes and they get their hits, fine. But if they're going to beat us, they're going to have to do it that way.
Gotcha. How do you plan to throw things today, Coach?
We'll start with Justice Reiser and then go from there. Everyone's available. All hands on deck. You can't play game 2 unless you win game 1. So we're going to throw everyone out there and see what happens.
How would you describe your team's mindset getting this chance for a second season?
Oh, they're excited. They're ready. Those are probably the two words that best describe it.
Okay, Coach, good luck in this one. We'll talk to you post-game.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, that is BYU head coach Trent Pratt. Time now for today's starting lineups, courtesy of Big O Tires. Stop by your locally owned and operated Big O Tires location. Big O Tires, the team you trust. BYU will bat first, so we'll start with the Cougars. Leading off and playing left field, number 4, Tate Gamble. Hitting second, the shortstop, number 8, Ryder Robinson. In the 3 spot, the second baseman, number 11, Luke Anderson. Hitting cleanup, first baseman, number 7, Cooper Vest. Hitting 5th, the right fielder, number 13, Bryker Herdsman. In the 6th spot, the DH, number 26, Keone Painter. Hitting 7th, third baseman, number 2, Brock Watkins. Hitting 8th, center fielder, number 3, Crew McChesney. Catching today for BYU is number 10, Parker Goff, and he will hit in the 9th spot. BYU starting pitcher, as noted by Coach Pratt a moment ago, will be Justice Reiser. Justice with a 3-0 record, a 5.08 ERA. He will be on the hill for BYU. For Arizona State, leading off and playing second base, number 7, Kyle Walker. Duff talked about him, very active, a key cog in the Sun Devils sweep over BYU last month in Tempe. Hitting second, number 51. The left fielder, number 51, is Landon Hairston. Hitting third, shortstop, number 2, Matt King. In the fourth spot, the first baseman, number 18, Jacob Tobias. Hitting fifth, the right fielder, number 11, Kian Vu. Hitting sixth, the DH, number 27, Brandon Compton. In the seventh spot, the catcher, number 21, Josiah Cromwick. Hitting eighth, the center fielder, number 24, Isaiah Jackson. He had a grand slam in that 8-home run game that ASU had to close out the series with BYU in Tempe. And hitting ninth, the third baseman, number 4, Jax Ryan. New third baseman for Arizona State. A month ago in Tempe, New Contreras was the third baseman, and he had a good series for ASU, but he has since suffered a season-ending injury. Jax Ryan will be at the hot corner for the Sun Devils. Starting pitcher for ASU is number 22, Ben Jacobs. Jacobs is a right-hander, as is Justice Reiser for BYU. So a couple of southpaws going head-to-head today. Jacobs with a 3-3 record, a 5.09 ERA. He's gone 74 1/3, making his 15th start in his 15th appearance. And the number that jumps out, as it does for a couple of the Arizona State Sun Devil pitchers, is the strikeout number. Both Ben Jacobs and their traditional Game 2 starter, Jack Martinez, both have 108 strikeouts on the season. In the weekend sweep of BYU and Tempe, 42 Ks for the ASU pitchers that weekend. And it was a high-scoring weekend for ASU Duff, as their games tend to be.
Yes, they definitely like to put up a lot of runs. They're very active on the bases, as you mentioned, Greg, and they swing it well. They have 4 of the top 10 batting average guys in the conference coming into this game.
This is the best hitting team by average in the Big 12, and BYU will be challenged as the Cougs have the highest staff ERA. So try and throw strikes this weekend and keep the Sun Devils to a manageable number. All right, Ben Jacobs ready to get this one underway as Tate Gamble digs in this early morning. First pitch at Globe Life Field. And the first pitch of the game way down there is a called strike on Tate Gamble. We are high above home plate, just to the first base side of home plate, up on the broadcast level, sky high here in Arlington, Texas.
That is true. In fact, some of these balls that we were watching being hit in the air in warm-ups, you can't tell how deep they are in this from up here.
That's hit well by Tate Gamble. Line to right, but right at the right fielder, Kian Vu, one gone. I recall the series I called here in 2022, BYU and Oklahoma State. That was the biggest challenge, was judging off the barrel where the balls were going to go, because your depth is so challenged. You're so high here trying to figure out where it's going to play.
It is incredible, but the view of the city and the ballpark, it's amazing.
So much natural light comes into this building. It is an amazing structure built in. It opened in 2000. This is a $1.2 billion building.
It kind of fits the building that sits next to it.
Yes.
With Cowboy Stadium.
They say everything's bigger in Texas, and we have 2 pretty good examples here on this complex.
For sure.
All right, the batter is Ryder Robinson, and takes a high ball 1 from Ben Jacobs. Jacobs working third base side of the rubber. The southpaw kicks and deals, and that'll be 2 straight balls, 2-0 to Ryder Robinson. So Tate Gamble began the game with a fly out to right, 1 gone, and bases clear, top 1. Jacobs, 6'1", 195-pound junior. Fastball reaches 94-95, and he goes to fastballs on about 55% of his pitches. Swing and a miss by Ryder. Ryder's a switch hitter, and so we'll see him go both ways. We'll see him hit righty against the lefty Jacobs, and that's a swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 gone, and no one on. Top 1 here in Arlington. First game of the day, a 4-game Wednesday. Natural sunlight streaming in to Globe Life Field, as that's a called strike. 2-2, the count is even. This field situated with center field pointing north-northeast, and so the sun is coming in from our right and the hitter's right, so there shouldn't be too many issues in terms of the sun coming into play. That's looped in the air and out of play up the right side. Count stays 2-2 on Ryder Robinson. Ryder coming in 2 today with a 9-game hit streak.
And yesterday was named All-Conference, honorable mention.
Joining his teammates Cooper Vest and Parker Goff in that notation, and both in the batting order today. The 2-2. That's ball 3 that squirts away from the catcher, Josiah Cromwick. Count goes full to Ryder. Tied for the team lead in runs coming in 2 today. Ryder's also drawn 33 walks, which is second on the team. Will he draw walk 34? Well, not there as he fouls it back over the screen, and that would have to get a little higher to reach us. It got over the screen, but not even close to us.
Yeah, that would have cleared the softball diamond back home.
Yeah,
it was high enough.
But we're so high
that it's not even close.
All right, 3-2 once again. From Jacobs to Robinson. And draws his 34th walk of the season. Second to Crew McChesney's 35s. The Cougs have a one-out base runner.
Yeah, when you come up second after an out, you in essence become the secondary leadoff. And he did a nice job of seeing pitches and swinging at good balls, but drawing a walk.
Mentioned Jacobs' strikeout number at 108, but he also leads the team in walks. That was his 39th free pass issued this year. So he is a high K, high walk pitcher, Ben Jacobs. 1 out, 1 on. Scoreboard showing nobody out, but there is 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Tate Gamble flied out to right. Ryder Robinson earns his walk, and now it's Luke Anderson, the second baseman. Right-handed hitter against the southpaw Jacobs. From the stretch, Jacobs winds and fires. That's sky high, deep but foul to left field. That got to the upper deck in foul territory.
Wow, that is a long way to that upper deck.
Left field corner is 329. Right field corner 326. 372 and 374 alleys left and right. 407 to straight away. 1-1 on a throw at first. So 407 to center field, but the deepest part of the park is actually 410, which they don't list as center field because it juts out in that power alley and left. So deepest part of the park is 410, and the wall is 8 feet all the way around the park. Yellow line at 8 feet. That'll be down and away.
It's fairly similar to the dimensions back at Miller Park, with the exception of the corners that cut off a little bit, but very similar sized ballpark.
Yeah, 402 straight away in Provo and 407 straight away here in Arlington. 2-1 meantime to Luke Anderson. That'll be a ground ball, foul outside the third base bag. 2 balls now, 2 strikes to Luke Anderson. Luke, one of 3 BYU Cougars to start all 53 games, now 54 for BYU this season. Cooper Vest and Ryder Robinson the others. Luke is the second baseman today. 2-2 count to Anderson. Robinson is on first. And that'll be fouled back. Count stays 2-2.
Really impressed with this at bat as well, from being patient, swinging at good things, laying off the other ones.
Luke coming in today with a .290 batting average. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone, 1 on, top 1. We're 0-0. Again, fouled back. 2-2. So Luke batting .290, and the number jumps to .355 with runners on. And there's a runner on first for BYU. The Cougs as a team are a .298 hitting team on the year with runners on base. You put them in scoring position, number jumps to .322 for BYU. 2-2 once again. They'll throw over to first, where Jacob Tobias mans the bag and slaps a cursory tag on Ryder Robinson. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Luke Anderson. Luke went 2 for 9 in the ASU series last month in Tempe. That's hit in the air to left. Left fielder back and on the track and will make the catch on the warning track. That's Landon Hairston for out number 2. Good sense there of how the ball carries. It looked pretty solid off the bat, but it was a warning track shot for Luke Anderson.
Yeah, off the bat, I thought that might have a shot getting out. And it just kind of felt like it died. It was hit hard. Just didn't have enough air into it, maybe.
So second lefty batter of this first inning is Cooper Vest. Tied for the team lead in runs. He's tied with the man on first base, Ryder Robinson. Both have scored 52 times this year. Swing and a miss for Coop. Got a piece of it. Foul tip, swing and strike. 0-1 to Vest. Leads BYU in home runs, runs batted in, total bases and slugging. He's the big bat out of the cleanup spot. 16 dingers on the year and 35 in his outstanding BYU career. That's high ball one. He and Brock Watkins, the two longest tenured current Cougars.
Yep, along with Jake Porter on the mound.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 gone, 1 on to Cooper Vest. Takes a cut on a sweeper away for strike 2. 1-2. Jacobs will give you a 4-pitch mix: fastball, slider, curve, and change. You saw the slider there. 91 to 95 on the fastball, low 80s on the slider, high 70s on the curve, and low 80s on the change. The 1-2 from Jacobs to Vest. And that's a miss away. Runner takes off. No throw, so give Ryder Robinson a stolen base. Gets into scoring position for Cooper Vest in a 2-strike count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I like that call. Get the guy in motion. Get the infielders moving. Get him in scoring position. Give Vest a chance to score him.
It'll be Ryder's just second stolen base of the year. Be 2 for 5 on the base pass. That's a slider missing away. Count goes full. So Jacobs has already walked a batter here in the first inning. Hasn't had a strikeout yet. In his game against BYU back in Tempe, he had 11 strikeouts to just 2 walks, as the Sun Devils won that game 8-3. The 3-2. And Coop gets a piece back to the backstop. Count stays 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Common denominator so far is the Cougar batters are taking him deep. Every single one has almost gone to full count. He's going off of a day less rest than he normally has, and I think one of the ideas is to make him throw a lot of pitches early.
That's already his 23rd pitch, and now 24th pitch is a walk. So a pair of walks earned by BYU on Jacobs here in the first inning. 2 base runners for Bryker Hertzman. That's now 40 walks issued by Jacobs to lead Arizona State. Hertzman has reached base in 23 consecutive games. He is BYU's hits leader, and a hit could give the Cougs an early lead here against Arizona State. 2 out, 2 on, top 1 here at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Ben Jacobs working third base side of the rubber. Gets ready to deliver to the right-handed hitting Bryker Hertzman. That's a ball low. That was pitch 25 of the first inning.
A lot of pitches.
High pitch count for Jacobs on the year is a .06.
I think he went over 100 in his last outing as well.
His long outing came against BYU in Tempe a month ago. Went 6 1/3 and got the win. Swing and a miss by Bryker. The count's even at 1-1. Hertzman batting .346. Numbers up to .360 with runners in scoring position. And in scoring position is Ryder Robinson at second base. So Robinson on second, Vest on first, both getting there on free passes here in the first inning. 1-1 to Hertzman. That's high ball 2.
Good spot to hit in right here. Look for something that you want. Get after it.
2-1, 2 gone. The right-handed hitting Hertzman waggles the bat over his right shoulder. Brings it through and back the strike zone to rest and await the 2-1 from Jacobs. And that's a top of the zone strike. Count goes to 2-2. Fastball up top on Bryker. The 2-2 with 2 on and 2 gone. Here in the top of the first. Got a piece on the swing and the miss. It'll stay in the count at 2-2. Ball rolled away from the catcher, Cromwick. And just got a click on it.
Impressed with every Cougar at bat so far. Real patient.
Yep.
Staying in it. Battling.
This will be the 30th pitch for Jacobs here in the first. Foul to the backstop. Stays 2-2. He's had to go deep in most counts. I think Gamble was an early fly out. Everything else has been kind of deep in counts.
Yeah. Both flyouts were hit hard, too.
Gamble flied out to right. Robinson walked. Anderson flied out to left, and Vest walked. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here we go again with Jacobs. Glances back at second. Kicks and delivers, and gets Herdsman swinging and missing for his first strikeout of the first inning, and ends the first. BYU, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. We go bottom 1. Sun Devils bat for the first time next here on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Where does a journey to wellness begin? Do you start looking for diet ideas? Or searching for exercise plans? Actually, you don't have to look far. Just look to the first 2 letters of the word wellness. We means you don't have to figure it out yourself. It means your hopes and challenges are a perfect match for our knowledge and resources. It means anything you want to achieve, together, we can achieve better. Because wellness begins with we. Intermountain Health, the power of we.
Like the BYU Cougars, Zions Bank has a long, storied history and a loyal fan base. But we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbors. With more than 120 branches to serve you throughout Utah and Idaho, coupled with the convenience of mobile banking in the palm of your hand, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, visit us online at zionsbank.com or stop by your local Zions Bank branch to meet with a banker in person. Let us show you all the ways. Zions Bank is for you.
Hi, I'm Sam Payne, host of The Appleseed, where great stories can bring us together. And this week, on an hour of storytelling from BYU Radio, you'll hear the wonderful story The Hare and the Farmyard by the terrific storyteller Debs Newbold. A story from Sheila Arnold, too, called The Steel Cane. And an adventure from Kaboom called Step Wizards. You won't want to miss a single word. Join us right here, or Google The Appleseed Podcast, or download the BYU Radio app.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
Well, the Cougs got 2 base runners aboard in the top of the first. But Ben Jacobs got out of that frame with a strikeout of Bryker Herdsman. And we go bottom 1. It'll be Walker, Hairston, and King to lead things off for Arizona State. BYU and ASU meeting for the 63rd time all-time. ASU leads the series 49-13 in Tempe. 41-10, Sun Devils on top. In Provo, BYU's gone 2-4, and on a neutral diamond, BYU's gone 1-4 against the Sun Devils. BYU has, however, won 6 of the last 9 against Arizona State. Again, last month in Tempe, the Sun Devils took 3 games from BYU by a combined scoreline of 36-13, and the Sun Devils hit 15 home runs on the weekend. All right, here we go. Kyle Walker, the second baseman, to lead things off for ASU. Facing Justice Reiser. First pitch is a drive to center. Crew McChesney jogs back to the track and makes the catch there for a long out number 1.
Good start for the Cougs.
And this is a first pitch happy team, isn't it, Arizona State?
Very much so, especially Walker. He is dangerous. When he gets on the bases, they feed off of his energy. He loves to run. He loves to be disruptive.
The Sun Devils have a very high batting average on first balls put in play, right?
Yeah, they're hitting almost 400 when the leadoff batter puts a ball in play. That's a crazy number.
Landon Hairston will now bat. He'll go lefty against the lefty Justice Reiser. Lefty bats in the 2, 4, 5, and 8 spots for head coach Willie Bloomquist, a former teammate of Trent Pratt at Arizona State. Back in 1999, Trent Pratt and Willie Bloomquist, the 2 skippers, were teammates for Arizona State. Trent then transferred on to Auburn. Count goes 1-1 to Hairston. Fouled back to the backstop, 1-2 on Hairston. Landon Hairston batting .362. And you see high batting averages up and down this ASU batting order. Again, best hitting team in the Big 12. The 1-2. Again, foul to the screen. Count stays 1-2. In conference play, Arizona State batted .328 to lead the league. Second place team was at .317. A 1-2 from Reiser. That's a sweeper away, 2-2.
Really good job of Reiser to get ahead. He needs to do that. He needs to keep them off balance, throw different pitches, make them wonder what's coming.
Justice winds and fires, and that's inside on Hairston. Count goes full, 3-2. On deck is the leading hitter in the Big 12, Matt King. He went .424 in conference play. He's still over 400 for the season. 3-2. Got a piece to keep it alive in the count at 3-2. Fouled it to the backstop.
King also named Big 12 Newcomer of the Year yesterday.
Yep.
Well deserved. He's a dangerous hitter for sure.
Came in from UTSA. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Reiser to Hairston, who swings and misses, and 2 gone. Here at the bottom of the first.
Really like the idea of Reiser working fast. He's just not messing around on the mound tonight. He's got good energy.
Here comes the aforementioned Matt King, batting average and hits leader for Arizona State. He's on a 6-game hit streak, and he's reached base in his last 9 consecutive games. King batting .401 on the year. 2 gone, no one on. We're bottom 1. That's hit in the air to third base. A pop up. Brock Watkins will handle, and the Cougs get the Sun Devils in order.
Really important first inning.
Because Arizona State's highest scoring inning this year is the first inning, with 74 runs scored. None today. We go top 2, 0-0, BYU and ASU. No runs, hits, and errors for the Sun Devils, and no one left on base. We're squared after 1 on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Is LASIK right for you? At Utah Eye Centers, we've answered that question for over 25 years. With 4 locations and advanced technology, Utah Eye Centers has more experience and more answers. At Utah Eye Centers, we've seen it all.
Burger Supreme is Provo's favorite spot for fresh, flavorful, and fantastic food. Locally owned and operated since 1989, Burger Supreme is more than just fast food. It's great food, great service, and great value. Whether you're in the mood for chicken, fish, a great sandwich or salad, or of course, a mouth-watering burger, Burger Supreme will not disappoint. And don't forget the fry sauce. It's amazing. Burger Supreme, 1796 North University Parkway at Brigham's Landing.
Eliminate the need for contacts and glasses and start seeing more clearly in a few days. Call Utah Eye Centers, where more people have trusted for their LASIK surgery than any other Utah provider. At Utah Eye Centers, we've seen it all.
Life is complicated. The hustle and bustle of the world we live in can be overwhelming. Here at BYU Radio, we understand and want to help you cut through the clutter and noise. Knowledge, direction, enlightenment, virtue, redemption, empathy, kindness, understanding, entertainment, positivity. Words to describe your listening experience. Download the BYU Radio app or listen wherever you get your podcasts and let the journey begin.
You're listening to BYU Baseball. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell.
Well, although BYU didn't score, it's about as good as the first inning as you could hope for against Arizona State, especially considering the fact that a month ago in Tempe, Arizona State scored in the first inning in all 3 games against BYU. 1 in the first game, 5 in the second game, and 3 in the third game. So they scored 9 first-inning runs against BYU last month at their place. They do not score against BYU today. As we go to the second inning, Painter, Watkins, and McChesney for BYU. So that was pitch 32 we just saw from Ben Jacobs. In the first inning, Jacobs threw 31 pitches, Justice Reiser 10.
He was very sharp in the first inning, and exactly what BYU needed out of him. Throw lots of strikes, keep him off balance.
First pitch is a ball, second pitch is a ball. So Jacobs did have that strikeout to end the first, but hasn't exactly been dotting the zone early. 2 balls, no strikes to Keone Painter, today's DH. Getting his 14th start as designated hitter. We're top 2 scoreless. Game 1 of the 2025 Big 12 Baseball Championship here at Globe Life Field, Arlington, Texas. And that's 3 straight balls from Jacobs on Keone Painter. Painter is the on-base percentage leader for BYU, and he finds himself in a very favorable 3-0 count.
Really patient hitter, and he's doing it again right now. Good leadoff.
Keone, left-handed against left-hander.
And that nearly hit him, came inside. Did it get him? Either way, it's ball 4. I think they're signaling caught him on the arm.
Got him.
So that'll be an HBP for Keone Painter. So lead batter aboard for BYU here in the second. And I guess we could say that it's a somewhat shaky start for Ben Jacobs. Strikeout leader on Arizona State with 109 Ks now on the year, but he's also walked 2 batters and now hit a batter and throwing a lot of pitches.
And you mentioned earlier that he does walk a lot of batters, so maybe we get that Ben Jacobs today.
Yeah, well, leads the team in both categories, the Ks and the walks. Early sunshine shadow patterns on the diamond here at Globe Life Field. That's 4 straight, now 5 straight balls from Jacobs here in the second inning. That's high and away. Interesting vibe today. Yeah. Get on the bus at 6:35 a.m. here in Dallas to get to the ballpark. The 1-0. Swing and a miss by Brock Watkins. 1-1. The mantra today was wake and rake. Get up and get going. All right, Watkins is the batter, BYU's third baseman, in a 1-1 count. Painter's on first. We're top second here in Texas. And Jacobs just fell off the mound. And that's going to be a balk and puts Painter at second base. Weird start for Ben Jacobs, now in a lot of ways. He scuffs the rubber with his foot and just says, man, Ben, wake up, I think. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike, and now a runner on second. That's the 6th balk for Arizona State pitchers and the 5th for BYU opposing pitchers this year.
Boy, you just do not see that very often. I'm not even sure. It looks like he just fell.
That's hit in the air, and then the left fielder just fell and recovers to make the catch in short left. Landon Hairston, on his first step, fell to his knees in left field. Got up, recovered, and jogged in to make the catch that popped up by Watkins, so 1 gone. So we just saw a pitcher fall off the mound and the left fielder fall in left field within seconds of each other.
Wow, looking at Jacobs' replay, it looked like his knee almost buckled on that pitch when he fell off the mound.
The batter now, McChesney, lefty here. Runner in scoring position is Painter with a hit by pitch and a balk. So 1 gone, 1 on. And that's high and away for ball 1. The fill, what they fill the artificial turf blades with here is not the rubber that BYU's used to playing on, or ASU plays on natural surface. It's a coconut husk product that fills the grass blades, where normally you're used to rubber, or in ASU's case playing on grass, and we saw some shaky footing in left field there from Hairston before recovering to make that catch. Meantime, it's a 2-0 count, so Jacobs has been behind most hitters early.
Yep.
2-0 to McChesney, BYU's walks leader. And he drills that.
Well,
that's going to be trouble. Power alley and right, and will bounce off the base of the wall. BYU will score Painter from second, and it's a run-scoring double for Crew McChesney. The Cougs take the lead, 1-0 here in the top of the second inning.
I like the move about mid-season to move him down the lineup a little bit. He gives you a secondary leadoff hitter in the middle of your lineup, but he also has a lot of power, and that paid off right there. That ball was hit hard.
McChesney with his 40th RBI of the year and his 17th double ties Bryker Herdsman for the team lead.
Really good start for BYU. A lot of good vibes going on. Patience at the plate.
Painter scores from second. The balk not too damaging. He would have scored from first regardless. But the hit by pitch got this inning underway. Lead runner scores for BYU. Lead runner aboard. McChesney now on second, and 1 gone. Only 1 gone for Parker Goff out of the 9-hole. Parker named honorable mention, all Big 12 yesterday. Again, it was Goff, Vest, and Robinson getting those honorable mention citations from the league's coaches, and another count that opens with a ball from Ben Jacobs.
Jacobs missing up a lot, which is a sign that he's kind of tired, and maybe that 100-pitch game that he threw over the weekend is affecting him a little bit.
That was already his 42nd pitch with 1 out in the second inning. And that's now a 2-0 opening.
He also doesn't feel real comfortable on the mound. He's digging around between innings. He was trying to find a new foothold on the left side of the mound.
And there's already an Arizona State pitcher up in the pen because it looks like Jacobs doesn't have it. 2-0. There's a called strike at the knees on Parker Goff. 2 balls and a strike.
One thing we did learn in in Arizona early in the year is they got some dudes in the bullpen though too. A lot of arms in this team.
The southpaw Jacobs glances back at McChesney at second and steps off to throw to second as Crew will shuffle back safely. Parker Goff adding 291 on the year. The number jumps to 312 with runners in scoring position. And again, BYU's RISP number coming into the day very solid. 322 with runners in scoring position on the year. Called strike, evens a count of 2-2 on Parker Goff. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Jacobs.
With runners in scoring position, Parker's had some really clutch hits this year, driving in runs in key moments.
The right-handed hitting Cougar catcher Goff awaits the 2-2 from Jacobs. And that's a miss high and away. Another full count from Ben Jacobs. He'll be throwing his 47th pitch on this next offering. He's going to be halfway to 100 here about of the second inning. The 3-2. Cougs executing their game plan in the batter's box. There's a swing and a miss, and Parker Goff is down on strikes for the second K of the day for Ben Jacobs.
Again, that pitch was up in the zone as well, and Parker just threw it by Parker.
Again, he'll top out 94-95. 1-0 BYU on the Crew McChesney RBI double, scoring Keone Painter, who led off the inning by being hit by a pitch. Got to second on a balk after a Watkins fly out, the McChesney double, and that was smacked into the power alley and right. Then Goff swinging and missing for out number 2. A check swing strike by Tate Gamble. I thought it was a strike. Did he hold back on that? They've yet to post what it was. Yeah. I thought it was strike 1.
It sure looked like he cleared through the zone.
That's what I thought, but the scoreboard hasn't posted anything, and I didn't see when they appealed at third. I saw nothing there. I thought it was a straight check swing strike, and it does go up as a strike eventually. Second pitch is a ball. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Tate Gamble, who flied out to right to begin the game. Runner on second, McChesney. 1-0 BYU, top 2. The Cougs open on top here in Arlington. A healthy hack there from Gamble. He swings through strike 2. When the Cougars score first this year, the record's an impressive 19-9. Arizona State doesn't care too much when the opponent scores first. The Sun Devils are 17-11 when they have to play catch-up. They've got the kind of lineup to do so. 1-2 to Gamble. Ground ball to second. Walker gobbles it up and gets it over to Tobias in time. And that'll be a 4-3 ground out to get ASU out of the BYU second. But in the second inning, the Cougs score a run on a hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We go bottom 2. BYU with the 1-0 lead over ASU on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Looking for a fun and affordable getaway to somewhere nice? Well, here's some great news for you. Breeze Airways, Provo's newest and nicest airline, flies nonstop to San Francisco, Orange County, and Phoenix. What's even nicer is that Breeze never charges change or cancellation fees, so you can book with total peace of mind. Flybreeze.com and the Breeze app have all the options for planning a trip. In partnership with the San Bernardino International Airport, Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
Cougar Nation, your game day just got upgraded. Download the BYU Cougars mobile app and check out Game Day Mode, your destination for all things game day. Immerse yourself in the ultimate fan experience, including live highlights, rosters, and game notes. Elevate your in-game experience with interactive games and activations. Find the app now by searching BYU Cougars in the Apple app or Google Play stores and download today.
Wrestle with the Lord. Whether or not we are faithful to Him, He is faithful to us.
To me, it's God needs to be one. Faith needs to be one, and everything else follows after that. I'm James Sturdivant, and I'm a current host on BYU's Take a Leap podcast. We're students choosing faith and finding young individuals who are also putting their religious beliefs into action.
I think it's a good way to establish your own faith and religion within yourself, but then also have hope for the future.
Listen to our stories on Take a Leap. Find it wherever you get your podcasts or on the BYU Radio app.
This is BYU Cougars baseball on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
BYU Baseball brought to you by doTERRA, proud sponsor of the BYU baseball team. Normally I give you first pitch weather. I can tell you, I guess, that it's 72 degrees and no wind. We are inside here at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. We are playing under the world's largest single-panel operable roof in the world. It weighs 24 million pounds, and it has us in air-conditioned comfort here today in Texas.
It sure does. And usually when you see these,
we've got to
fold into
hit to center that Crew McChesney will catch on the warning track duff. That was Jacob Tobias to center field for out number one.
Usually these dome stadiums, they fold out, right? This one is massive and it rolls all the way.
Yep.
They've got tracks on the outside of the stadium that has to hold it when it goes out. And like you said earlier, impressive view, and just the temperature's perfect up here.
Batter is Kian Vu with one gone here in the bottom of the second. 1-0. BYU leading Arizona State. Cougs score one in the top of the second. Tobias, Vu, and Compton due up, and Tobias is flied out to Crew McChesney. And Vu checks and goes. That'll be 1-1 to Kian Vu, the right fielder.
Pretty dangerous hitter, hitting 367. If you combine runs scored and RBIs, he's up around 90.
Takes a called strike right at the knees. 1-2 from Justice Reiser. Reiser working economically. That was only Justice's 15th pitch. And Jacobs is in the 40s already.
Really the first time we've seen an ASU batter be patient so far.
He's into a 4-pitch count right now at 2-2 as he takes the slider away. Kian Vu is on a 7-game hit streak, but he's reached base in 34 consecutive games, and he'll again take low and away. Count goes full on Kian Vu. Left-handed hitter, left-handed thrower. Justice Reiser, 4-pitch mix. Fastball tops out around 88. He's got a slider, curve, and change. Slider low 80s, curve high 70s. Change in the same vicinity. And that'll be a liner to right, and right at Riker Hertzman, who jogs in to make the catch right at knee height for out number 2.
One of the keys to this game is to not give them free bases. And so far, Reiser's done a great job of just throwing strikes and making them put it in play.
5 up, 5 down. In the first inning, fly out, strike out, and pop up. And here in the second inning, a pair of flyouts. So Justice Reiser, who will be throwing only his 19th pitch, is almost out of the second inning. Brandon Compton, the DH, takes strike one from Reiser. So BYU getting just what it wants from Reiser. Again, he's not expected to go too long. His long outing of the year is 3 1/3. But he's given BYU a very solid start. Gets a called strike, goes to 0-2.
Throw strikes and let the guys behind you do their job. And this is a very good defensive BYU team. Best one I've been involved with in the 4 years that I've been with the program.
26th nationally in fielding percentage. Meantime, ASU is 14th in fielding percentage, so 2 excellent fielding clubs going head-to-head here at Globe Life. So 1-2, that was a chase pitch away from Reiser. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brandon Compton. Back-to-back-to-back left-handed bats against the lefty, Reiser. Just misses outside, 2-2. Arizona State hits righties better than lefties, but they hit both well. 305 against southpaws, 326 against the right-handers. And this is a left-handed bat-heavy lineup facing the southpaw Reiser. 2-2, and that will be base hit number 1 for Arizona State. A looper over the head of the shortstop. Robinson to left, and with 2 gone, Compton is on, and the Sun Devils have their first base runner of the day.
It's all right. Stayed with it. Got a little flair. Good at bat. Yeah, you just got to concentrate, not let that bother you, not worry about the guy on first base. You got two outs and just go get this guy at the plate.
The guy on first base just extended his hit streak to 11 games, by the way. That's Brandon Compton, the DH, with a 2-out single. Cougs will look to mitigate the damage with Josiah Cromwick digging in. Cromwick, a right-handed hitting catcher, takes a called strike, and Justice Reiser doing a nice job getting ahead of hitters early in this game.
Yeah, every batter, he stayed ahead of them, and few have wanted to get deep in a count either. They're just swinging away.
The 0-1 to Cromwick. Miss low, 1-1. Cromwick batting .250, and is the only player in the batting order that didn't have a hit against BYU in Tempe last month. He went 0 for 7 in 2 games played. Everyone who played 3 games had at least 2 hits against BYU. The 1-1, and that's hit sky high, almost hits a roof truss, but it's a high pop-up to second that Luke Anderson will handle and end the inning. So the 2-out single does no damage, pop up by Cromwick, and we are out of the bottom of the second inning. Arizona State, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the third, BYU nursing a 1-0 lead on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Cougar fans, it's time to gear up and cheer on the team. The BYU store is your #1 source for quality, authentic BYU gear. We've got everything you need to show your Cougar spirit. Get your official Big 12 merch, game day tee, and the latest Nike Authentics, just like the BYU players and coaches wear. Shop the campus store, the arena store, or online at BYUstore.com for the widest selection of BYU clothing and accessories. The BYU store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
Running a service company can be complicated and time-consuming. That's why we created Skedit, the software that provides everything you need to keep your team efficient and organized. Our full desktop software and mobile app will help you track your vehicles, work orders, hours, billing, and text message communication. As a proud sponsor of BYU Athletics, Skedit is happy to announce that Team Cosmo is a devoted user of the Skedit software. Visit Skedit.com today to see how we can elevate your company's operations. Skedit, that's SKEDIT.com.
Top of Mind is basically the podcast that I need.
Meet Julie Rose.
As a lifelong anxious person who wants to be informed and engaged on important issues, but also just can't bear the anger and division that seems to happen so often when we talk about the biggest, most important issues. I want to hear a range of perspectives on an issue in a way that challenges me to think more deeply instead of just raise my blood pressure. We're looking for clarity and we're looking for nuance.
Listen to Top of Mind wherever you get your podcasts.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
BYU fans, if you have any cars on your injured reserve list, Doug Smith Kia has some promising new prospects on their new lot in Linden. To see the full scouting report, visit DougSmithKia.com. Well, half the battle when you play Arizona State is don't fall behind early. In the last 2 games BYU played against Arizona State in Tempe, the Cougs were down 7-2 after 2 and 13-0 after 2. Well, here after 2, the Cougs have a 1-0 lead.
Great start. Not much more you could ask for.
Robinson, Anderson, Vest due up for BYU. Ryder Robinson, Luke Anderson, Cooper Vest. And Ryder couldn't hold back on the check swing to open the third. 0-1 from Jacobs to Robinson. He walked and was stranded in the first inning. Again, takes the barrel off the shoulder, but holds back this time. The count goes 1-1 to the Cougar shortstop. Looking to extend his hit streak to 10 games today.
12th batter to come to the plate for BYU in this game. ASU's only sent 7. That's also a good sign.
Ground ball to short. King over to Tobias, and on the 6-3 ground out, one is out here in the third. So shortstop to shortstop for out number 1. Luke Anderson will now bat. He flied out to left in the first inning. Had a home run in the series at Arizona State. Went 2 for 9 on the weekend with 3 runs scored and a dinger. So he homered on the Saturday, and then 2 days later at Grand Canyon, homered again. But he hasn't homered since, so Luke is due for a dinger. And that'll be a foul ball out of play back up the right side. This is a cavernous building. It's 40,000 plus, and here for the early game on day 1 of the Big 12 tournament, the attendance will be in the hundreds and maybe into a couple of thousand as opposed to the tens of thousands you might normally see for a Rangers game. And again, another foul up the right side.
into the upper stands. It'll be 0-2 to Luke Anderson. Tournament's leaving Globe Life, so the Cougs will get one crack at this venue here, and then next year we go to Surprise, Arizona, to Surprise Stadium, the minor league home of the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
As the tournament will move to the desert, outdoor temperatures will be toasty, even in May. It'll be a change from this air-conditioned comfort for sure. 1-2. Again to the backstop on the foul ball. 1-2 the count stays to Anderson. Luke is batting .288 on the year.
A little more intimate spot there.
Yep. You'll get more of a game day vibe with a smaller building and more in line with what most of the Power Conference leagues do for their baseball tournament. That's well hit, and will it get down in left center? It will. It's going to get to the wall. That'll be extra bases for Luke Anderson. He digs around second. He is going for 3, and he will have himself a one-out triple. Luke Anderson to the wall in left center. Power alley power for Luke. And the Cougs have a runner on third with one gone here in the top of the third. Luke Anderson just hit his first triple of the season.
We also had our
BYU with its 16th triple of the year.
We also had our third foul of the game. As Harrison was going into the wall, he slipped on the warning track and went down. And Luke was quick to pick that up and just kept going.
So the 3-bagger for Cooper Vest now. Vest with one out and one on. Gets out in front of strike one, a swing and a miss. 0-1 to Coop. Luke Anderson.
Good changeup. I think Luke was expecting something different and was going to, or not Luke, sorry. Coop was expecting something different, going to hit a fly ball.
Takes inside 1-1 to Vest.
This is an important bat right now early on in this game. You need to get something in the outfield, something deep enough that can score Anderson.
2 straight balls, 2-1. Luke Anderson is the 9th BYU player with a triple this year. That was triple number 1. 9 doubles, 1 triple, 9 dingers for Luke. He's on third with one gone for Vest and a 2-1 count. Lefty in the box, lefty on the hill. And again out front, that swing and a miss for strike 2. Ben Jacobs just threw his 63rd pitch. And we are in the third inning with one out. By comparison, Justice Reiser has thrown 26 pitches to get through 2. The 2-2. That's popped up in the infield. Catcher Jacobs wants it and will make the catch. So that's 2 gone. Takes the sac fly out of play. And Coop's a pretty good bet to at least get a sac fly for you. But he pops up, and that'll be 2 gone now for Riker Herdsman. I don't know that I've called a pop-up to the pitcher yet this year.
Yeah, right? Usually they get called off by one of the infielders. And other interesting thing going on in that situation was the infield was in, including the guys up the middle. So they did not want to concede a run on a ground ball.
1-0 BYU. We are top 3 here in Arlington. Riker Herdsman takes low. Riker struck out to end the first inning. Jacobs, 1 strikeout in the first, 1 strikeout in the second. He leads Arizona State with 110 Ks now on the year. And ASU is a K-heavy team on the staff. The 1-0, swing and a miss, Riker 1-1. Arizona State coming into the day 6th nationally in strikeouts thrown per 9 innings. So a great hitting team, and you combine that with the high K number, and you've got a tough team to beat. And going into this final weekend of the regular season, they had a shot to be the regular season champion in the Big 12. Got swept instead and fell to the 5 seed.
Incredible. Oklahoma State really did a number on them. One of the things they did, though, is they kept their runners off bases and kept the run scored low.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 gone, 1 on. Foul ball by Breiker to the backstop, 1-2, and Jacobs has Breiker where he wants him now. BYU 3rd in the Big 12 in triples, and they have a triple to put Luke Anderson in scoring position, 90 feet away, with 2 gone here in the top of the third, 1-0 BYU. Jacobs from the stretch, kicks and delivers, and Breiker gets piece. That was a heater he got a handle to and fouled at the backstop to keep the count 1-2. Breiker is batting .344 on the year. BYU's hits leader coming into the day with 63.
Luke Anderson just tied him with 63, and that's a swing and a miss on a pitch away. And Riker, who ended the first with a K, ends the third with a K, and the Cougs leave a runner stranded. So for BYU in the third, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go bottom 3, BYU 1, ASU 0 is our score on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
As the world leader in essential oils, doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Our products are responsibly sourced and maximize performance, rest, and recovery for athletes at any level. doTERRA is proud to be the title sponsor of BYU Baseball and to support the student athletes with their health and wellness goals. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. doTERRA. Pursue what's pure.
Hey BYU fans and business executives, are you looking for items to promote your business that are co-branded with BYU? Then call Game Day Promos for all of your game day giveaway needs. Whether it's t-shirts, pom-poms, beanies, or eye black, they've got all of your game day giveaway needs covered. Game Day Promos, the officially licensed promotional product vendor of BYU Sports. Game Day Promos, 801-477-7607. That's 801-477-7607. Or reach them on the web at gameday-promos.com. Game Day Promos, beyond sports, beyond expectations.
BYU Radio celebrates 100 years of BYU football with the new podcast series, Legends of '84.
He's going to score a touchdown for Brigham Young.
The show dives deep into the Cougars' 1984 National Championship football team and explores the faith, grit, and brotherhood that define this iconic squad. Find Legends of '84 on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, the BYU Radio app, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
BYU Baseball brought to you by Bam Bam's Barbecue, perfectly smoking each cut of meat just for you. Come on in and enjoy Central Texas Barbecue right there in Provo, Utah. Bam Bam's Barbecue, authentic to the bone. We are in Texas for BYU and Arizona State. Tournament baseball here in the Big 12. We go bottom 3, and the Cougs a 1-0 lead. The batter is Isaiah Jackson, and again, Justice Reiser gets ahead of a hitter. Called strike on Jackson. He had only 2 hits in the BYU series, but both were home runs, and one of them was a grand slam. And an 0-2 count from Reiser to Jackson as he takes again 0-2.
BYU in a big shift for the left-hander, putting 3 guys. Looks like he had a rover out in right field almost.
That's Luke Anderson. So BYU defensive shift to the right. 0-2, and that's hit well to right field, but right at Riker Herdsman, and that's 1 out here in the third.
Again, letting your guys back you up. Got one of the best defenses in the Big 12. Throw strikes, get ahead of hitters, and let your guys do their thing defensively.
BYU has faced 8 hitters and retired 7. Just 1 hit allowed, and it did no damage in the second inning. It was a 2-out single by Compton. He was stranded. The batter's Jax Ryan, third baseman. And he takes ball 1 from Justice Reiser. Reiser into his third inning of work. His long outing of the year is 3 1/3. So now expected to go long, but the way he's pitching right now, he could get you into the 4th inning, and you feel pretty good about things. That's a 2-0 count to Jax Ryan. Right-handed hitter, left-handed thrower in the 2-0. And that's 3 straight balls. We haven't seen a 3-0 count from Justice Reiser. And we certainly haven't seen a free pass issued by BYU pitching. But Ryan finds himself in a 3-0 count and will likely be on the take here in the bottom of the third. And takes a called strike. As so often that called pitch is on a 3-0 take, it's strike 1. Jax Ryan batting .293. 1 out, base is clear. Justice working very briskly here. And that'll be a pop-up to short center field. Crew McChesney jogs in. And 2 gone. And the Cougs have gotten the first 2 batters of each of the first 3 innings.
Really good job by Reiser to got behind early, battled back, stayed in it, make him put something in play again.
And this is not a normally patient Arizona State team, and I think you're seeing that right now. BYU's taking advantage of that.
I sense they're anxious.
Yeah.
You know, they just got swept by Oklahoma State over the weekend, and they're wanting to prove that, hey, we're better than that right now.
may have looked past BYU a bit, having beaten BYU by a score of 36-13 over 3 games last month in Tempe, and that's a top-of-the-zone strike called by Reiser. So Justice Reiser pitching economically and efficiently, and with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. It's 0-1 to Kyle Walker, the ever-dangerous top-of-the-order hitter. And that's up and in, ball 1. 1-1 to Walker. Walker's hit streak is 6 games coming into today. The runs leader scored 7 runs against BYU in the weekend series in Tempe last month. 1-1. And that'll be a base hit to left field. A 2-hopper to Gamble. And it's a 2-out base hit, but the last 2-out base hit did no damage in the second inning. Kyle Walker aboard. Hit streak is now 7 games for the second baseman.
Yeah, as you mentioned in Tempe, he was a one-man wrecking crew. They had a lot of offense going on, but he got on base 8 of 13 at bats, scored 7 times. He loves to run. He's got 22 stolen bases. He's a disruptor.
Had 3 stolen bases that weekend, 3 for 3 against BYU. Yeah, in that weekend, all told, 4 for 11, 7 runs, 2 runs batted in, 3 walks, the 3 stolen bases, had a home run, another extra base hit on a double, and he finds himself at first base after a 2-out single. Landon Hairston's the batter. After a check over at first, Reiser will deliver to Hairston and miss outside for ball 1. Landon Hairston's hit streak is 6 games, as was Walker's until he hit his 7th, or a hit for his 7th in a row a moment ago. Hairston, in a 1-0 count, struck out in the first inning.
Even with the lefty on the mound, you got to believe he's going to try to go. He's going to try to get himself into scoring position and give him a chance to tie the game.
Speaking of Walker at first, as a team, Arizona State has stolen 113 bags this year. They'll throw over to first and force Walker to step back. 113 for 140 on the base paths this year. That's an incredible amount of activity. By comparison, the Cougs stole their 40th base of the season, with Ryder Robinson taking second in the first inning. So 40 stolen bags for one team, 113 for the other. That's who this Arizona State team is. Aggressive and relentless at the plate and on the base paths. But the Cougs have the 1-0 lead. Bottom 3 here in Arlington. Game 1 of a 4-game Wednesday at the Big 12 Baseball Championship. Justice Reiser will kick and deliver, and that'll be a check swing right back to the pitcher. And, again, a 2-out single does no damage.
Well done.
On the 1-3 ground out, we are through 3 complete. BYU 1 and Arizona State no score for the Sun Devils. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. They're going to drag the infield as we take you to break. Cougs up 1-0 on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
And now for the Doug Smith Kia to the game.
Okay, tonight's Kia... Wait a minute. This isn't right.
No, Tom, it is.
But it doesn't say...
Just read the paper, Tom.
But it just says Soul.
The 2025 Kia Soul. Wait, no, that's last week's. What's on the next page?
Carnival?
The 2025 Kia Carnival. Tonight's Kia to the game.
You're saying Kia, the car?
That's what a Kia is.
Well, what's that got to do with BYU?
Thank you for listening. Once again, this has been the Doug Smith Kia to the game.
Attention BYU fans, are you ready to elevate your Cougar pride to new heights? Join the Cougar Club now and be part of an exclusive community that fuels the roar behind our teams. Enjoy priority seating and parking, exclusive events and other unique benefits, and experience a renewed sense of camaraderie. Your support makes a difference for BYU's 623 student athletes. Join the Cougar Club today and be part of the heartbeat of BYU athletics. Learn more at cougarclub.com.
Explore your world without ever leaving your home. Listen to podcasts from BYU Radio. You'll find something for everyone. Storytelling with the Appleseed. Life and family advice on The Lisa Show. Top of Mind digs deep into topical issues. Listen to stories of faith from true believers on In Good Faith and learn about our phenomenal world on Constant Wonder. Listen, learn, understand. BYU Radio Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, or download the BYU Radio app.
You're listening to BYU Baseball. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell.
6, 7, 8 hitters due up for BYU here in the 4th inning.
communication, and more. Plus, enjoy evening entertainment and reconnect with friends on BYU's beautiful campus. Come see why participants return each year to renew, refresh, and recharge. Learn more at educationweek.byu.edu.
BYU Continuing Education, inspiring lifelong learning.
Running a service company can be complicated and time-consuming. That's why we created Skedit, the software that provides everything you need to keep your team efficient and organized. Our full desktop software and mobile app will help you track your vehicles, work orders, hours, billing, and text message communication. As a proud sponsor of BYU Athletics, Skedit is happy to announce that Team Cosmo is a devoted user of the Skedit software. Visit Skedit.com today to see how we can elevate your company's operations. Skedit, that's SKEDIT.com.
I'm Julie Rose, host of the Top of Mind podcast. This week, the increasing exposure kids have to violent extremism online.
Even when you allow your kids only 1 hour a day of screen time, a lot of that content coming across their feeds is going to be problematic. I think that we have to respect that they live their lives online, but help them with tools to recognize and reject so that they're more resilient to it.
How to help kids resist radicalization is top of mind this week. Listen anywhere you find podcasts.
This is BYU Cougars Baseball on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
All right, so welcome back to Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field. We go bottom 4. And Justice Reiser back onto the hill for his 4th inning of work. He's not gone longer than 3 1/3. This season, he went 3 1/3 at Gonzaga back on February 28th. So if Justice gets into and out of the 4th, he'll have pitched 4 complete innings for the first time this year. He's in a 1-1 count to Matt King, who popped up to third base in the first inning. The Big 12's leading hitter, Matt King. And he grounds that foul. Hot shot to the ASU dugout up the left side.
That thing was hit so hard that they had no chance of getting out of the way. It's a good thing it hit the screen in front.
The netting below the rail there at that Arizona State dugout. One ball, 2 strikes from Reiser to King. And King will slap a base hit to the opposite field. Matt King now has a 7-game hit streak and a 10-game streak of reaching base. He is the Big 12's hitter. 424 he hit in league play, and he's now 1 for 2 today, and that's the first time today that the lead batter's been aboard for Arizona State. The Cougs have gotten the first 2 outs in each of the first 3 innings until this 4th. So lead single by Matt King. All 3 base hits for Arizona State have been singles. And the Sun Devils are now hitting BYU 3-2, but the Cougs have the 1-0 lead. Jacob Tobias, the batter, takes called strike 1. Reiser gets ahead. Tobias flied out to center in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1 today. And batting on the season, just under 300, right at 300. That'll be a base hit. It's fair. Nope. Foul on the right side. It is foul on the first base bag. Thought it might be fair, but no. It was going to be extra bases to the right field corner, but it is called foul by the first base umpire, and it'll be an 0-1 count. By the way, Chris Koski is the home plate umpire. John Brammer at first, Seth Buckminster at second, and Angel Campos at third.
That was close to being fair, and it hit the bag, so it looked like it was, but it hit the green bag.
The outside bag.
And I think had it been fair, though, Cooper was there, he might turn a double play on it.
So it goes to 0-2 now on Tobias. And Reiser will throw over to first. The left-hander looking right at base runner Matt King.
Got to get him chase right here. Can't give him too much at the plate.
It's an 0-2 count, but Tobias has not struck out in the last 5 games. He doesn't there either as he gets a piece to the backstop. 0-2 the count stays on Tobias, who's got to dig himself out of this hole. Had 4 runs batted in, 10 total bases in the series against BYU last month at Muni.
Seasoned guy, he's a senior, he's played a lot. You can tell he's not trying to kill it. He's trying to choke down, put the ball in play.
He can kill it. 42 career home runs for Tobias. Pops up to short. and really to third when you consider the shift. It'll go as a pop-up to third, but BYU was in the shift, and so Watkins handled that where the second shortstop would be. And BYU will stay in the shift now for Kian Vu. So Tobias pops up, and it's now 1 out, 1 on for Arizona State. So it goes to pop up to third, but positionally it was the shortstop area of the field. But that said, BYU stays in the shift. So Watkins plays as the lone outfielder on the left side. On the right side, you've got Robinson playing where second base would be, and the second baseman Anderson playing in short right field, but still on the dirt. And it is an artificial grass surface, but natural dirt in the infield and on the warning tracks.
And literally all three of the guys on the left side of the field are all former shortstops in high school.
They can all handle.
Yep, for sure. And it's interesting because you got Watkins, who played short for us until the injuries happened to him and moved to second base, and then when we had an injury there, we moved him over to third to replace Easton when he got hurt, and then left fielder coming in to play second base.
That'll be a ground ball. Anderson to Robinson for 1 and over to Vest for 2, and BYU gets out of the 4th inning with a 4-6-3 DP. Leadoff single does no damage. BYU with a 1-0 lead through 4 very solid innings. We go to the 5th. Cougs on top of the Sun Devils here on this 5-12 game at the Big 12 Baseball Championship. For the Sun Devils, no runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We go to the 5th. BYU 1, ASU no score on the new skin. BYU Sports Network.
Like the BYU Cougars, Zions Bank has a long, storied history and a loyal fan base. But we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbors. With more than 120 branches to serve you throughout Utah and Idaho, coupled with the convenience of mobile banking in the palm of your hand, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, visit us online at zionsbank.com or stop by your local Zions Bank branch to meet with a banker in person. Let us show you all the ways. Zions Bank is for you.
Attention BYU students, parents, and faculty. Did you know Quick Quack Car Wash is a proud sponsor of your BYU Cougars? That's right. When we're not keeping cars clean, we're painting our faces and rooting for the Cougs, just like you. Our wash packages will get you soap, shine, protected, and ready for game day. Plus, our In-Wash Light Show, seasonal scented washes, and projector experience will keep you feeling great after a big win all week long. Stop in today to get the best clean your car can be with Quick Quack Car Wash, the official wash of BYU Athletics.
This year on In Good Faith has taught me more than ever.
Steve Perry, host of In Good Faith.
Something that I've come to believe is really important. God has created so many people. The clues of who God is show up in the people he has created. And as I reach out and learn, I'm learning about them. I'm learning about me. I'm learning about who God is by collecting the clues to the puzzle that he has dispersed across the world.
Open your mind and heart with In Good Faith, wherever you get your podcasts.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
Back in Arlington, Parker Goff, Tate Gamble, Ryder Robinson to lead off the BYU 5th. Ben Jacobs on the hill for Arizona State. He's pitching better, 4 consecutive outs via the strikeout, but his team still trails 1-0. The count goes on Goff, pitch high and away from Jacobs. BYU Baseball brought to you by New Skin, your innovative beauty and wellness company that helps you look, feel, and live better. Jacobs pitching better, but his team's playing from behind. High-scoring ASU team being held in check by BYU. That's hit in the air to center field. Very near the roof trusses, sky high. It's actually handled by second baseman Walker, who backpedaled behind second base to make that catch in short center field. So 1 out as Goff flies out. BYU's first out via something other than the strikeout in 5 batters. Arizona State averaging 8.5 runs per game. And they have not scored a run through 4 innings. By the way, Justice Reiser has gone 4 innings for the first time this season. His previous long was 3 1/3. He's now through 4 and pitching well. When does BYU need to go to the pen? Maybe not yet, the way Reiser's dealing. He's not overpowering, but he's getting everything when he needs it, including a 4.63 to end the 4th.
Absolutely. And that 4.63 is BYU's 48th double play of the year.
48th.
which is 12th nationally in double plays. Again, we talked about earlier how good the defense is, and he's relying on them.
Yep, and Tate Gamble just got hit by a pitch. Yeah, the Cougs 12th in total double plays and 16th in double plays per game coming into the day, and they get a double play to end the fourth. And now here in the fifth with one out, Tate Gamble gets hit by a pitch. And so Cougs have a one-out base runner. Jacobs has now issued 4 free bases on 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and he has a balk as well. It's been a little bit of everything for Ben Jacobs. He's about to throw his 90th pitch of the day. By comparison, Justice Reiser's thrown about half as many pitches, 48.
Interesting that it's just a 1-0 ball game.
Yeah.
Given those numbers.
1 ball, no strikes to Ryder Robinson. Batting righty against the lefty, Jacobs. Jacobs now into the 90s. This may be his last inning of work. His high pitch count's 106. And there is action in the ASU bullpen. The fact that he racked up 4 straight Ks, though, might make you think they could maybe take him into another inning. Over 100, we shall see. The 2-0. And that's a 2-1. Now on Ryder Robinson.
Smart take by Robinson. You've already got 2 balls. Just hit a guy. Maybe his mind's not quite right. Now's the time to go. Now's the time to be ready. You got to look at hitting this pitch right here.
Swing and a miss to even the count at 2-2 from Robinson. Ryder batting .280 on the season. Has hits in his last 9 games. In Tempe last month went 4 for 12 with 4 runs scored and a run batted in. They're going to check Gamble at first on a throw over. Had 2 doubles, a couple of walks in that series as well. Was busy in the infield. 10 putouts and 6 assists for Ryder Robinson.
He was really the key to BYU, one of the keys anyway, to BYU winning last week and taking that series over Texas Tech, getting into the Big 12 championship play. He was magical, was a candidate for Player of the Week this week in the conference. He's really playing well right now.
A massive weekend. 8 runs batted in the Texas Tech series, right?
Yeah.
All right, fouls up the left side on the ground. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone, 1 on. 1-0 BYU. You hold Arizona State scoreless in 4 consecutive innings, you've done something.
For sure. And in the 22 games that they've lost this year, you mentioned that they're scoring 8.5 runs a game. That drops to 4.8 runs a game when they lose.
Pitch miss low and away, and the count will go full.
So almost 4 runs less per game when they lose. So good sign for the Cougars so far.
Throw over to first. Gamble dives back. When the Sun Devils score fewer than 6 runs, they are 4-12 on the year. 1-0 BYU. Pitchers duel here in Arlington to an extent. Jacobs has had to throw a lot of pitches, and that'll be a base hit with Gamble on the move. It'll be a base hit to left because it goes sharply to left. Gamble will stay at second, but the Cougs now with 2 aboard and 1 gone. Ryder Robinson extends his hit streak to 10 games with a single to left. And now it's first and second, 1 gone for Luke Anderson. Heart of the order coming up. Chance for BYU to make a move here in the top of the 5th. With a 1-0 lead, the big bats are coming up, and 2 on board for the Cougs, including Gamble, in scoring position.
Certainly feels like Luke's due. You know, ever since those home runs when in Arizona, he struggled a little bit by hitting for power. Hit a lot of balls deep, just on warning track type stuff, but man, now would be a good time for him to unleash.
So we have a defensive conference here on the mound. Catcher and infielders are going to gather and chat with Ben Jacobs. Jacobs is likely to be at 100 pitches before this 5th inning is done. Jeremy Accardo, the Sun Devils pitching coach, will join the visit. And are the Sun Devils about to make a move?
Yeah. Just
the bullpen gate just swung open. Wow. So he won't get to 100. 96 pitches thrown by Ben Jacobs. Struck out 6, walked 2, hit 2, had a balk, scattered only 3 hits, gives up the only run. It's a 1-0 lead, and Arizona State not messing around anymore. They're going to go to the bullpen. Pitching change in 1 minute on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
As the world leader in essential oils, doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Our products are responsibly sourced and maximize performance, rest, and recovery for athletes at any level. doTERRA is proud to be the title sponsor of BYU Baseball and to support the student athletes with their health and wellness goals. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. doTERRA. Pursue what's pure.
I'm not from this country, and so I was also on the verge of, can I actually pursue my case? My name is Ariel, and I was in a car accident. Siegfried and Jensen, they decided to take my case and decided to go and protect me as a person. This goes for those people that are not from this country. It is possible for you to get attention and for you to feel safe. Siegfried and Jensen took care of me, and they'll take care of you too.
Here for you 24/7. Call Siegfried and Jensen for your free consultation.
They'll take care of you.
You're listening to BYU Baseball. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell.
Pitching change for the Arizona State Sun Devils. The busiest pitcher on the Sun Devils roster is Cole Carlone. He gets into his 27th game of the year today. He's given up only a 2.92 ERA, 3-1 record on the year. He's gone 49 1/3 and only 26 hits allowed, 18 runs, all but 2 of them earned. Has struck out 78 and walked 20, so a nearly 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio for Carlone. And here's the eye-catching number. In 26 appearances, so he gets into a lot of games, batters hitting only 151 against Carlone. But BYU is in a positive situation with the 1-0 lead in the top of the 5th. First and second with 1 gone for Luke Anderson.
Guaranteed they came into this game, Greg, not wanting to throw him. I mean, this shows you that they know they're in a dogfight, and they got to shut this thing down right now and keep it close.
Another lefty, by the way, and the first pitch by Carlone is spiked, and that will allow runners to advance, and now it's second and third, 1 out. The first pitch by Carlone is in the dirt, and Gamble goes to third. Robinson to second. What a moment for BYU. Arizona
not tougher discipline. Their students were navigating trauma and adverse experiences related to poverty and family instability. So the school created daily routines that foster safety and connection. And their classrooms now have centering spaces where children can go to practice.
2 on. Walked him. The bases are loaded for Cooper Vest, of all people. The biggest bat in the BYU lineup comes to the box with the sacks stacked in a 1-run ball game. Coop looking for his 3rd bases loaded hit of the year.
And those last 3 pitches weren't even close. They were trying to get Anderson to chase up, maybe trying to set up a lefty-lefty matchup instead of a guy who can really hit a long fly ball. But now they've got a guy that's our best hitter.
BYU with the bases loaded this season, hitting .329 as a team. Lefty-lefty matchup, and Vest takes strike 1 from Carlone. Coop today, a walk and a pop-up. 16 home runs on the year, 35 in the career. Bases are loaded. 1-0 BYU, top 5 here in Arlington. High leverage. Swing and a miss, and Coop's in an 0-2 hole. So Carlone gets ahead, and as he catches the ball from Cromwick, he just slaps it down with his glove. He is fired up.
Got to find a way to put one into
Carlone,
play.
the lefty, working third base side of the rubber in an 0-2 count. Kicks and delivers, and that's down and away. That was in the dirt, well blocked by Cromwick. That gets away, and BYU's going to be up 2-0. A lot of room behind home plate.
by the way, here at Globe Life Field before you get to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Vest. The 283 hitter. Swings and misses a foul tip strikeout, and 2 gone here in the 5th. 7th strikeout for Sun Devil pitching today. Sun Devils K'd 14 batters a game in Tempe a month ago. All right, Cooper Vest down on strikes. Bryker Herdsman, who struck out swinging in his first 2 at-bats today.
All 3 at-bats, he's come up with a runner in scoring position. Time to deliver.
High ball 1. The 1-0, bases remain loaded. Gamble on third, Robinson on second, Anderson on first. A healthy hack there and a swing through. Strike 1. 1-1 to Herdsman, who's reached base in 23 consecutive games. Has hits in 18 of his last 19 games. Looking for his first hit of this day. And what a big time it would be. High 2-1. Carlone misses up top, and he stalks off the mound. He doesn't look quite comfortable yet. He's a little frustrated. He's come out of the pen here in the 5th.
Right now, Greg. Keeping it. He's throwing that fastball staying up in the zone, so he's having to go to his off-speed stuff.
Check swing, low, blocked by the catcher. 3-1 to Herdsman. Now Carlone's got to make a pitch. 3 balls and a strike, and the bases are loaded in a 1-run ball game. 1-0 BYU.
Threw a changeup to him to start this at bat. Can't get the fastball over. I wonder if he goes back to the change right here.
Lost him, walks a run in. Gamble from third. Bases remain loaded. Bryker Herdsman earns the walk and an RBI base on balls for Bryker. It's 2-0 BYU.
And you've got your number 1 on-base percentage guy coming up.
And a mound visit. Carlone has not done the job coming out of the pen. This will be a card. I think last time it was Willie that came out of the pen because he pulled Jacobs on the last visit. So a talking to here. 2-0 BYU. The Cougs have the lead over the 5 seed. The last team to get into the tournament. BYU looking to get to Thursday. And Carlone's just kicking the rubber right now. He's just all out of sorts. It's 2-0 BYU. Gamble scores on the bases loaded walk of Bryker Herdsman.
This is a team that dominated us in Arizona. They came into this game thinking we're just going to take care of business, and now they know they're in a dogfight, and now they're starting to press a little bit, both at the plate and on the mound.
Keone Painter, lefty here, and that is not close from Carlone. He's just, when he's missing, he's not missing close.
4 straight balls.
Painter hit by a pitch and scored the Cougars' first run in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 4th. That's a high zone fastball for strike 1. Fastball is going to top out around 96 for Carlone. Slider mid-80s, curve high 70s, and the change also in the mid-80s. Throws a cutter. The 1-1, 2 gone, 3 aboard. That's in tight on Painter. That's 2-1. Carlone is laboring.
That was close. That looked like
I nearly almost hit him.
Time for a little Hawaiian punch right here.
Keone Painter out of Kula, Hawaii. 2 balls and a strike. 2 gone, bases remain loaded. Down the pipe, 2-2 on the take. The last time ASU was scoreless through the first 4 innings came in a 7-4 loss at Baylor 19 days ago. And that was, again, a 4 you can live with. You'll beat Arizona State at 4. Backward K. Caught looking is Painter for the 2nd consecutive at-bat, and the Cougs will leave them loaded but score a run in the 5th for BYU. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 3 were left on base. We are halfway home here at Globe Life Field. It's BYU 2 and Arizona no score on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
This song doesn't have a name, but if it did, it'd probably be something about togetherness, because it's a collaboration, not between pop stars and producers, but between music therapists and kids. Music therapy is a treatment that doesn't involve medication or needles, and it's been proven to help children manage pain and contribute to faster healing. So it shouldn't surprise you, it's our favorite song. And just one way we partner with you for a life well lived. Intermountain Health, the power of we.
Moving is so stressful. Loading everything in a truck, hoping nothing breaks, and trying to juggle the kids and the dog in the middle of it all is enough to drive anyone crazy. But it doesn't have to be that way. The local movers at Bailey's Moving and Storage have the expertise to move you and the family across town, the state, or even the world. They'll do it fast and they're very experienced. They've been moving people to and from Utah and beyond since 1952. They even moved BYU athletics. Located in Salt Lake and Orem or online at baileysallied.com.
Without a connection, electricity cannot flow. Without a connection, a relationship will never grow. Without a connection, inner peace you will not know. Connection is at the heart of everything we do at BYU Radio. We believe together we can make a difference. Together we can keep moving forward. Together we can find common ground. Connect with BYU Radio. Download our free app or listen wherever you get your podcasts. Making a real connection one listener at a time. BYU Radio.
This is BYU Cougars Baseball on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
It is time for our first PZ Printing pitching change of the day. It's brought to you by PZ Printing. Nothing inspires like print. The Cougs go to the left-hander, Ashton Johnson. AJ making his 24th appearance of the year. He's been the busiest of all BYU pitchers. A 4-1 record, a 3.55 ERA. He has the most wins on the team. He has the lowest ERA on the team. He has the lowest batting average allowed on the team. AJ is the guy, and he will be the guy the Cougs bring in to get into his 39th inning of work. He's given up 38 hits, so 1 per inning, 17 runs, 28 strikeouts to 9 walks, so a better than 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Ashton Johnson is pitching with a 2-0 lead. The Cougs have held this very potent ASU team off the board through 4 complete. We go bottom 5, 2-0 BYU. The Cougs score their runs in the 2nd and 5th innings. In the 2nd, on an RBI double from Crew McChesney, and in the 5th, on a bases-loaded walk of Bryker Herdsman.
This is the guy you want on the mound right now. He's a bulldog. He has really good command of his pitches, and he's not going to back down. And with this lineup, you just have to go at him.
Both teams have only 3 hits on the day, but the Cougs have manufactured 2 runs on their 3 hits. ASU, 3 singles. And for a team that was just smacking the ball out of the park in Tempe, that's good to see. The batters are Compton, Cromwick, and Jackson here in the 5th, and Ashton Johnson gets ahead. The southpaw delivers strike 1 called to Brandon Compton. Compton has one of ASU's 3 base hits today, a single in the 2nd, after which he was stranded. 11-game hit streak now for Compton with that base hit. 0-1 to Compton. Check swing, strike 2. They appeal, yep, got to confirm that. 0-2 to Brandon Compton. Compton is straight out of Buckeye, Arizona. 6'1", 225-pound DH. Taps the plate with the end of his bat and looks to dig into an 0-2 count. Johnson comes set. 3-pitch strikeout. Swing and a miss by Compton. And the first batter Ashton Johnson faces is BYU's 2nd strikeout of the day on the hill. Arizona State, which just jumped all over BYU at Phoenix Municipal Stadium, has been held entirely in check at the halfway mark.
Great pitch. Got him to chase something up and away, out of the zone, not giving him something he can put in play.
From Compton to Cromwick now. Josiah Cromwick popped up to 2nd in the 2nd, and he pops up to short in the 5th. And that's 2 gone. For the 4th time in 5 innings, BYU's gotten the first 2 batters retired.
And in this inning on 4 pitches.
So let's check the total pitch count for the 2 teams. This tells really a lot of the story. 115 pitches for Arizona State. BYU, 52. Less than half the number.
Amazing.
You just don't see that kind of disparity. Isaiah Jackson takes called strike. BYU pitchers today doing an excellent job getting ahead and keeping Arizona State batters uncomfortable.
Yeah, you combine that with the fact they got swept last weekend at Oklahoma State. They're anxious. They want to get that taste out of their mouth, and they're just anxious to swing.
BYU in the defensive shift to the right. A healthy hack, and that's another 0-2 count. Swing and a miss by Jackson. Whether it's pressing or impatience of the fact that they rolled over BYU, there's a lot of reasons for ASU to feel uneasy right now. This game is not going how they might have expected. Excellent work by BYU. On the hill, in the box, and a miss away. A chase pitch from Johnson. 0-2 to Isaiah Jackson. Jackson's on an 8-game hit streak, a 13-game reach streak, 0-for-1 today. He had 2 hits in the BYU series. Both were home runs, and both came in the same inning. Yes, he had a 2-home-run inning. In fact, 2 Sun Devils had 2 home runs in the same inning.
And his only 2 hits of the series.
Exactly right. He went in that series 2 for 8 with those 2 home runs, and they both came in 1 inning of play. That crazy 6-home-run inning, 8-home-run day for ASU. As the Sun Devils run-ruled BYU in the finale. Meantime, it's a foul back and a 1-2 count stays to Jackson. Isaiah Jackson, the center fielder, batting .312 on the year. He bats .347 with 2 out, and 2 out base hits have not hurt BYU at all today. There have been 2 of them. Foul to the backstop again. We stay 1-2 on Jackson.
Good fight by Jackson. He's not going to go down easy. Those last 2 pitches that he fouled off were really good pitches.
Ashton Johnson is not a flamethrower, but he is a great pitcher. When he picks his spots, look out. Fastball, cutter, change, and curve, the 4-pitch arsenal for Johnson. Working first base side of the rubber. The southpaw comes set and delivers, and that'll be ball 2. Not too much of a miss away.
Good pitch. See if you can get him to chase one here.
College of Southern Idaho transfer. Ashton Johnson, the 5'11", 195-pound junior from Holiday.
Trust your defense here and make a pitch. Let him back you up.
2-2 to Jackson. AJ winds and fires. That's hit in the air to right. Riker Herdsman gets a jump, makes the catch, and the Sun Devils go down in order. We're through 5 complete here in Arlington. Strikeout, pop up, and a fly out to right. No runs, hits, and errors. No one left on base. The Cougars getting it done at the Big 12 Baseball Championship. It's a 2-0 BYU lead through 5 complete on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Now that BYU is in the Big 12 Conference, it's no surprise. The Cougars are facing some tough competition. As a business owner, you experience the same thing every day with your company. So let's work together. You'll be a vital part of our team by supporting BYU's 623 student athletes, and we'll assist your organization in getting the results you want. Email sponsorship at byu.edu.
That's sponsorship at byu.edu today.
BYU Athletics and your business. Let's team up.
Cougar fans, it's time to gear up and cheer on the team. The BYU store is your #1 source for quality, authentic BYU gear. We've got everything you need to show your Cougar spirit. Get your official Big 12 merch, game day tee, and the latest Nike Authentics, just like the BYU players and coaches wear. Shop the campus store, the arena store, or online at byustore.com for the widest selection of BYU clothing and accessories. The BYU store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
What's up, BYU radio friends? Spencer Linton and Jerem Jordan here on the latest BYU Sports Nation. All-Pro Fred Warner gets paid by the 49ers, and we discuss Yegor Demon's post-NBA Combine draft stock with Rafael Barlow of the Locked On NBA Big Board podcast.
On the next episode, Jake Retzloff and Tanner Waller in studio to talk about their epic trip to Jerusalem.
Wow, listen on demand. Google BYU Sports Nation podcast. Tune in live at noon Eastern for BYUSN here on
BYU Radio, baby.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
Welcome back to Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field, Big 12 Baseball Championship. Day 1, Game 1, 9:02 a.m. Central Time, 8:02 a.m. Mountain Time, first pitch. For today's opener between BYU and ASU, and the Cougs have thoughts of a Day 1, Game 1 upset, 2-0. The Cougs, the 12 seed over the 5 seed Arizona State Sun Devils. We go to the 6th inning. And the fact that Arizona State has scored 0 runs through 5 is notable. It's the first time since mid-April that ASU has gone scoreless through 5 innings. That note from Joseph Hovey, our assistant baseball comms director, joining my broadcast partner Duff Tittle, baseball comms director here in Arlington this weekend.
Hope we get into the weekend. This midweek game today kicks off this 4-day tournament. Meantime, it's a 3-1 count to the batter Brock Watkins. We are in the top of the 6th, and Watkins righty facing lefty Carlone, who gets Brock to swing and miss to fill the count at 3-2.
Good leadoff by Brock, being patient. I know he likes to go early. He likes to hit that first pitch when he can, but filling a role here for the Cougars.
3 balls, 2 strikes, kick and deal, and that's a walk of Watkins. Arizona State giving up free bases today.
Doing a job. That's what you got to do when you're the leadoff. Even if you're a power guy, you like to hit the ball hard, taking one for the team. That's what this is all about.
Lead walk of Watkins. And for Arizona State pitching today, that's now 5 walks and 2 hit batters with a balk, which was a free base awarded to Painter on the base pass. ASU giving BYU some help. And the popped back bunt attempt from Crew McChesney finds the backstop, so 0-1 on Crew. Looking to sacrifice Watkins to second base. Crew McChesney on the year. Tied for the team lead in sack bunts with 3. He'll now swing away and swing and miss for the 0-2.
I know against lefties, he likes to go early. Crew likes to get out on front of him. He's got a battle right here.
Both teams have started lefties and gone to the pen for lefties. And Carlone gets McChesney on 3 pitches. First was a bunt attempt fouled back, and then 2 swings and misses, and 1 gone now for Parker Goff. ASU high strikeout team, 6th nationally in Ks per 9 innings, and Arizona State now with its 9th K of the day on the swing and miss by McChesney. 2-0 BYU, top 6. We're getting late early here in Arlington. And this early morning start, Parker Goff is struck out and flied out. 0 for 2 today.
Almost got hit. That was a
foul. Did it hit the bat, though?
Yeah, I think it did. It was a bunt attempt to try to save his life, I think.
And so it fouled to the left side, and it'll be strike. Did it hit the bat? I thought it did. Showing nothing on the scoreboard yet. 0-1, though, should be our count. 1 out, 1 on. The 1 on is Watkins with a leadoff walk here in the 6th. They put up a ball, but I'm pretty sure that was a strike.
Sure sounded like it hit his bat. Must have been a glove, catcher's glove.
It's hard to see the umpire's fingers from this level. Look out the binoculars and see what he's going to show. He won't show before this count. Showing 1-1, which feels right after that last pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2 now on the wave by Parker Goff.
He calls strikes across his body, too, towards third base.
Hard to see
you can't see him.
Yep. Home plate umpire Chris Koski today. Cole Carlone is on the hill working third base side of the rubber. The lefty kicks and delivers and gets Parker Goff down on strikes. And 2 gone. So leadoff walk issued to Watkins, and then back-to-back strikeouts of McChesney and Goff, and it's another double-digit strikeout day for ASU pitching. That's 10 on the day. The Cougs have a 2-0 lead on only 3 hits. ASU has only 3 hits and remains scoreless.
First 3 innings, we had guys in scoring position with 2 outs and just couldn't drive them in. So it could have more.
Back to the top of the order, Tate Gamble looking to extend a 5-game hit streak. Is hitless today, 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. He did score run number 2 on a bases-loaded walk in the 5th inning. We are in the top of the 6th. And the Cougs have kept this very potent Arizona State team off the board. Sun Devils averaging 8.5 runs on 11.1 hits per game. Check over at first. Stepping back safely is Watkins. Led off the inning with a walk. Defensively for ASU, Ryan at third, King at short, Walker at second, Tobias at first. Ball 1 to Gamble. Third baseman Ryan's not been involved in any plays today, defensively. 2-0, pardon me, to Tate Gamble.
3-0 to Tate Gamble. Cole Carlone just threw his 35th pitch. ASU pitching now is to 131. BYU 59. Less than half the pitch count for Arizona State. Unbelievable disparity there. And that's a top-of-the-zone strike. Tate Gamble thought he might be walking on ball 4 high. Instead, it's 3-1.
Pretty close to the same location of those first 3 pitches. That's why I think he thought he had a walk.
That's what Tate thought, yeah, exactly. And Tate's eye is as good as anyone for BYU. That's a 5-pitch walk of Gamble. That's a sweeper away. So, Gamble on first. Now it's first and second with 2 out for Ryder Robinson. And Arizona State pitching has been inconsistent. Yes, a high number of strikeouts, 10, but now 6 walks and 2 hit batters. And that's kind of what ASU gives you. They're going to K you a lot and also give you some chances to make noise on the base paths and put a few guys on as they've done today. The batter's Ryder Robinson. Ryder today is 1 for 2 with a walk, a ground out, and a single. He singled in the 5th, got the second on a wild pitch and was stranded to end the inning. Swing and a miss by Ryder, 0-1 from Carlone. Cole Carlone is the left-hander on the hill. Carlone, 6'5", 220. Right there in Tempe.
They got a lot of 6+ pitchers. A lot of 6'3", 6'4" guys.
0-1, low 1 and 1.
Ryder's pretty good at both sides, pretty consistent, but I think coaches tell us that he has a little bit more power from the right side.
And he's gone righty all day today against now a pair of lefties. That's called strike to a 1-2 count. Carlone can get that fastball up around 96.
As a hitter, you don't have to do much when a guy's throwing 96. You just got to get the bat in the zone. Let the speed of the ball do the trick.
Ryder batting .250 against lefties, and that'll be low from the lefty. 2-2 on Robinson. First and second, 2 gone. The Cougs chance for some insurance here. Runner in scoring position for Ryder. Ryder's batting .350 with runners in scoring position this year. Watkins on second, Gamble on first. 2 gone, 2 on, 2-2 count. A check and a good eye low. Count goes full. BYU has already loaded the bases for 2 batters today. Can they do it again? The count is full. A lot of full counts.
Be going.
A lot of long counts. ASU pitchers have really had to work today, and that ASU bullpen is busy right now. Carlone. Full count payoff. Walked another guy. Robinson takes the high pitch to first base. Watkins on third. Gamble on second. Robinson with a 2-out walk. The bases are loaded now for Luke Anderson. Luke today, 1 for 2. And we're going to see a mound visit, and we may see a pitching change. Cole Carlone in relief of Ben Jacobs. And are they going to the pen? Watching the activity right now, it's just a conversation. It's catcher, pitcher, and skipper on the hill.
Feels like it might be a little bit of a stall.
Yeah.
Give the guy one more time to warm up.
I don't see anyone toward the gate yet.
And let him go.
So, just a visit, and they're going to keep Carlone on the hill. The bases are loaded. BYU today with the bases loaded is officially 0 for 2 with a run scored on the bases loaded walk of Herdsman that brought in Gamble back in the 5th. BYU leading at 2-0 and can break it open here in the 6th inning. Luke Anderson with a triple today. Pops up into foul territory. That's going to get out of the field of play into the seats up the right side. BYU 2 runs on 3 hits. Arizona State scoreless on 3 hits. A hit here gives the Cougars a cushion. Luke is due for a dinger too, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
That's high and away from Carlone. That was pitch 45 from Carlone.
Going deep into every count on the mound tonight.
And that will be lined to left
but right at the left fielder, Hairston. Step back, lean forward, makes the catch. That was a hot shot off the barrel.
Hammered.
That was drilled, but right to Hairston in left field. So the Cougs are now 0 for 3 with the bases loaded, but keep a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. For BYU in the 6th, no runs, no hits, there were no errors. 3 were left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Cougs keeping the Sun Devils in check. Can they keep a 0 on the board? Come back with us and find out next here on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Hey BYU fans and business executives, are you looking for items to promote your business that are co-branded with BYU? Then call Game Day Promos for all of your game day giveaway needs. Whether it's t-shirts, pom-poms, beanies, or eye black, they've got all of your game day giveaway needs covered. Game Day Promos, the officially licensed promotional product vendor of BYU Sports. Game Day Promos, 801-477-7607. That's 801-477-7607. Or reach them on the web at gameday-promos.com. Game Day Promos, beyond sports, beyond expectations.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits to complement your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's MyStyle Checking has perks no one can pass up. You'll enjoy sizzling restaurant deals, peace of mind mobile phone protection, timely telehealth access, built-in identity protection, and clutch loan rate discounts. Make MyStyle your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCAA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
What are some of the best things about BYU Radio? Here's what some of our show hosts have to say.
One of the things that I love about being a part of the BYU Radio family is that this is a group of people that comes to work every day saying, what don't I know? And what can I learn? What can I find out today that I can share with the people who listen to my show? And that's a great group of folks to be around.
I love that you model that on Top of Mind.
And I think you do it on In Good Faith as well.
You can listen to all our shows wherever you get your podcasts.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
Well, hits have been few and far between, but we're not short on drama as this game gets longer. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-0, BYU leading Arizona State. Sun Devils go 9-1, 2-hitters here in the 6th. Jax Ryan, Kyle Walker, Landon Hairston, and Ryan swings and misses on the first pitch from Ashton Johnson, 0-1. And this is a first pitch swinging team in Arizona State. 0-1 to Ryan. 0-2. That wasn't close on the swing and the miss, and it's only the second plate appearance for Ryan. We're into the 6th inning. It tells you how this game has gone for BYU pitching. Ryan in the 3rd inning flied out to center field. 0 for 1 today. 289 batter on the year. 0-2 to Ryan. Ashton Johnson, southpaw, kicks and delivers, and just missed inside. When Jax Ryan leads off an inning, he reaches at a 625 clip. He's in a 1-2 count on Johnson.
That's an amazing stat.
It is.
625 leading off an inning.
Johnson and Goff, the battery for BYU. The 1-2. Ground ball up the middle. Coming across as Anderson throws across his body and makes a nice play. So Robinson was charging it to his left, Anderson to his right, and Anderson makes the play off the pirouette and guns out to get Ryan on the 4-3. Nicely done.
Ball wasn't hit really hard, and if he doesn't cut that off, I'm not sure we got enough time to make that play. I'm not sure Robinson can turn it and throw it quickly enough, although he's got as fast hands as anybody I've ever seen play shortstop at BYU.
Anderson took matters in the ball into his own hands and gets the 4-3. Kyle Walker has been on base once today, 1 for 2 with a base hit, but it was a 2-out base hit after which he was stranded back in the 3rd. One of only 3 ASU hits today. And ASU just has not gotten going. They're not putting consecutive base runners on, just no generation. This is a team averaging 11.1 hits per game. They have 3. We're in the 6th inning. But we're at the top of the order. Out in front of a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. The Cougs 2 runs on 3 hits, error-free, but 10 left on base. Arizona State just no base path traffic. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, only 2 left on base. No one gets on base. The 1-1 goes to 2-1. The miss low by Ashton Johnson. BYU playing its 54th game. Sun Devils their 57th. They got every game in on their schedule.
this year and played 3 more than the Cougars. 2-1. Slow roller to Cooper Vest. He will handle it himself, step on the bag, and 2 gone. ASU running out of outs. And down 2, 2-0 BYU. We're almost 2/3 of the way home here in Arlington.
That thing came off the cap of the bat. He had him so out in front of it. Great job by AJ to just fool him with the pitch. Had to fight it off and
just dribbled it up to first base.
Yeah.
Hairston batting with 2 out. He's 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and ground out. His hit streak is holding at 6 games. It was a shooting gallery at Phoenix Municipal Stadium for Arizona State. Everybody got loose, and everyone's been tied up by BYU pitching today. That's a called strike on Hairston, 0-1 from Johnson. Foul to the backstop, 0-2. Again, BYU gets ahead of 0-2 on a hitter. Can the Cougs keep the Sun Devils down all game long? Becomes the question. No one's been able to do it. What's their season low?
No.
2 runs scored?
2 runs, 3 times they've scored 2 runs. In 56 games, no one's held them scoreless.
Again, they're averaging almost 9 per game. 0 runs through almost 6 complete. That's a miss away. That was a very tasty pitch on 0-2, by the way, that Hairston holds off on. 1-2 to Hairston, the left fielder. A 4 for 13 series back in Tempe for Hairston. 5 runs, 3 runs batted in. A couple of doubles and a dinger. 15 home runs for ASU in that series. Nothing today. That's high and away, 2-2. Last time you can see Arizona State scoreless through 6, you go back to April 5th in a 5-3 loss to then-ranked Arizona. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, no one on, and no one on has been the theme for much of the day today for Arizona State. Just half the battle. Cougs aren't giving up free bases. Have allowed only 3 singles today. That's it.
And when they get on, it's late. There's 2 outs, 2 outs.
This Arizona State team is 15th nationally in slugging percentage.
Wow. It's amazing.
They're 14th in runs. 3-2 now. The count's gone full to Hairston. And he's going to smack that foul up the right side. Stays 3-2.
Credit to Reiser and AJ. They're just dealing.
Pair of southpaws. Justice Reiser went 4 complete for the first time this year. His long outing was 3 1/3 coming into the day. Just what you want in a 1-game situation. Single elimination. Lower seed. Got a shot. Let her rip. 3-2. Ground ball into the shift. Anderson will handle it short right field. It'll go as a 4-3 ground out. And another 1-2-3 inning for BYU defensively. We are 2/3 of the way home here in Arlington. 2-0 BYU with an upset on mind on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
When was the last time you had your teeth cleaned? Heart disease, Alzheimer's, stroke, dementia, and other inflammatory health conditions have been linked to periodontitis, a severe stage of gum disease. To help fight against gum disease and inflammatory health conditions, have your teeth cleaned regularly by a dentist or hygienist. To review the science behind these findings, go to visityourdentist.org. This message is brought to you by the eAssist Dental Health Education Foundation, reminding you that dental cleanings are essential for your health.
Now that BYU is in the Big 12 Conference, it's no surprise. The Cougars are facing some tough competition. As a business owner, you experience the same thing every day with your company. So let's work together. You'll be a vital part of our team by supporting BYU's 623 student athletes, and we'll assist your organization in getting the results you want. Email sponsorship at byu.edu.
That's sponsorship at byu.edu today.
BYU Athletics and your business. Let's team up.
Hi, it's Elaine Bradley. I hope you'll join me each week for Grace Notes on BYU Radio. I talk with singers, songwriters, and musicians about the source of their inspiration. You'll hear from talented artists who represent a wide variety of religious backgrounds, and they all perform from the heart.
Join Elaine Bradley Sunday for Grace Notes with special guests Doe and Evan Kraft. For more information about Grace Notes, go to the BYU Radio app.
You're listening to BYU Baseball. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell.
Big O Tires presents On the Rubber. A look at both teams' pitching numbers. We look at them every 3 innings. BYU with Reiser going 4, Johnson going 2. That's 6 innings. 3 hits, no runs. 2 strikeouts, no walks. No hit batters, no wild pitches. 74 economical pitches thrown by BYU. Arizona State, Jacobs, Carlone, and now Fitzpatrick into the game. They've gone 6, have given up just 3 hits, but for 2 runs, both earned. 10 strikeouts, but 7 walks. 2 hit batters, a wild pitch and a balk. 142 pitches thrown, twice the number as BYU pitchers today. And yes, we have a new pitcher for Arizona State. It is Sean Fitzpatrick into his 24th game. He has an elevated ERA, 12.46, spot duty in 23 appearances. He's gone only 13 innings, so he's been in for a batter or 2. 19 hits, 18 runs, and nearly 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio at 16-9. Batters hitting .333 off of Fitzpatrick. And not often you go lefty, lefty, lefty. They've thrown 3 lefties at BYU, and the Cougs' only pitchers have been left-handers today. So it's been a southpaw-centric Wednesday here for BYU and ASU. We are top 7, 2-0. BYU leading ASU. The batter's Cooper Vest. The count is 0-1. Now the count is 1-1. By the way, that was On the Rubber, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. 12-seed BYU, 5-seed ASU, a Sun Devil team that steamrolled BYU in Tempe. Reversal of fortune so far here in Arlington. And that count goes to 2-1, high and away on Vest.
As we mentioned earlier, only 3 teams in 56 games have held them to 2 runs or less.
And here they are scoreless through 6 for the first time in a month and a half. 2-1 from Fitzpatrick to Vest. He just hit him.
He hit him, yep.
Cooper Vest, another free base given BYU. That is now 10 free bases on the day. The Cougs have given up 2.
Not sure what happened.
Free base. What they're saying, he's back in the box.
Yeah, they're going to review it or something. They're going to at least talk about it.
So the umpires will converge and converse. Looked like a straight HBP there, but Coop did not end up at first base.
We talked about those 3 games that they've been held to 2 or less. In those games, here's the hits and walks. 9 hits, 2 walks. 6 hits, 2 walks. 9 hits, 2 walks. In the 3 games held less than 3 runs.
We'll take a break for a video review of that would-be HBP. We'll come back in a minute. BYU 2, Arizona State no score in Arlington on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Do you know what happens at BYU Education Week? We offer more than 1,000 classes on topics such as religion, finance, health, marriage, communication, and more. Plus, enjoy evening entertainment and reconnect with friends on BYU's beautiful campus. Come see why participants return each year to renew, refresh, and recharge. Learn more at educationweek.byu.edu.
BYU Continuing Education, inspiring lifelong learning.
And now for the Doug Smith Kia to the game.
Okay, tonight's Kia. Wait a minute. This isn't right.
No, Tom, it is.
But it doesn't say.
Just read the paper, Tom.
But it just says Soul.
The 2025 Kia Soul. Wait, no, that's last week's. What's on the next page?
Carnival?
The 2025 Kia Carnival. Tonight's Kia to the game.
You're saying Kia, the car?
That's what a Kia is.
Well, what's that got to do with BYU?
Thank you for listening. Once again, this has been the Doug Smith Kia to the game.
You're listening to BYU Baseball. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell.
All right, back here at Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers. And we are in a video review. I think they're going to come back and say that Cooper Vest was indeed hit by a pitch. And if it is indeed Coop being hit by the pitch, it'll be his 20th HBP of the year. What are they saying? They're coming back and saying just
into it, or what?
Just a.
It clearly hit him.
Huh?
Maybe they said he didn't get out of the way of it.
They called it a strike.
Leaned into it.
Okay, so not an HBP, and we stay in the box with Cooper Vest. Oh, pardon me. They kept Vest in the box on a 2-strike count, and now they strike him out. So Vest is down on strikes in an unusual fashion.
they're going to the pen too.
And I mentioned that Fitzpatrick comes in for like a batter or two, and that's going to be it. That'll be the batter that Fitzpatrick faces. So Cooper Vest, after looking like he was hit by a pitch, ends up striking out. And on that note, we'll have another pitching change. We'll break for another minute. We'll come back. It's BYU 2, Arizona State no score. Now 1 gone in the top of the 7th on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Where does a journey to wellness begin? Do you start looking for diet ideas? Or searching for exercise plans? Actually, you don't have to look far. Just look to the first 2 letters of the word wellness. We means you don't have to figure it out yourself. It means your hopes and challenges are a perfect match for our knowledge and resources. It means anything you want to achieve, together, we can achieve better. Because wellness begins with we. Intermountain Health, the power of we.
Like the BYU Cougars, Zions Bank has a long, storied history and a loyal fan base. But we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbors. With more than 120 branches to serve you throughout Utah and Idaho, coupled with the convenience of mobile banking in the palm of your hand, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, visit us online at zionsbank.com or stop by your local Zions Bank branch to meet with a banker in person. Let us show you all the ways. Zions Bank is for you.
This is BYU Cougars Baseball on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
We are top 7 here at the Big 12 Baseball Championship, Day 1, first round play, 12-seed BYU leading 5-seed Arizona State 2-0. We're in the top of the 7th. Cooper Vest, after looking like he was hit by a pitch, is struck out. And that is now 11 strikeouts for Arizona State pitchers today. They struck out BYU batters 42 times in Tempe. The difference there was Arizona State was scoring a ton of runs. BYU has only 2 runs on 3 hits, but Arizona State scoreless on their own 3 hits today. We're in a 2-0 grinder in the 7th. New pitcher for the Sun Devils is Jonah Giblin. 6'4", 240-pound right-hander. First right-hander we're seeing today for either team on the hill. He's from Seattle, played previously at Oregon State and Phoenix College. And Giblin's fastball is going to get up around 94. His breaker is likely to be a slider. So a 3-pitch primarily for Jonah Giblin. First batter he will face is Bryker Herdsman, and he goes 1-0 on Herdsman. Bryker today is 0 for 2 with an RBI on a bases-loaded walk, and he swings and misses. The count goes to 1-1 on the Cougars' right fielder. Bryker, with that walk in the 5th, has now reached base in 24 consecutive games, has hit 18 of his last 19, and you can make it 19 of 20. That'll be an extra base hit to the left field corner. Bryker Herdsman with his team-leading 18th double of the season, and the Cougs have a 1-out runner in scoring position in the 2-0 lead.
He's been a double machine and also really consistent all year long. He doesn't get enough credit for how consistent he is at the plate.
Of BYU's 4 base hits today, 3 are extra base hits. 1 single, 2 doubles, and a triple.
Be nice to get another one right here.
ASU's been held to 3 singles, by the way. So the right-hander Giblin, first batter he faces is Bryker Herdsman, who doubles for Keone Painter. There may be a pinch hitter here for Keone. What do you think? Yeah. There is an offensive conference.
They're having a conversation about it right now.
Looks like it's going to be Matt Hansen. So Matt Hansen will be the pinch hitter for Keone Painter here in the top of the 7th. Matt Hansen, who assumed the role of DH last week, beginning with the Utah midweek and then into Texas Tech, will now bat. I believe that's going to be the call. So Matt Hansen.
Keone being a team player right there, out and having that conversation. I'm sure he was going over what he's seen so far, kind of way they've been working him, how they've been pitching him. Give Hansen as much opportunity as he can to be successful right here.
So Matt Hansen with a runner in scoring position, batting in a 2-0 ball game. Insurance runs would be vital. Again, you've shut down this potent Arizona State offense, but how much longer can you count on the narrow lead to hold up? Hopefully 9 innings, but Cougs not hedging their bets as they'll bring in a pinch hitter, and Hansen will foul back in an 0-1 count to make it 0-2. Matt into his
17th game of the year, batting .192 in limited cuts. He's slugging .346, does have 2 extra base hits among his 5 hits on the year. He's down on strikes, though, on a 0-2 count. So the pinch hit move to Hansen results in a swinging strikeout, 2 Ks in the inning, and now it'll be Brock Watkins with 2 gone and a runner on second. Cooper Vest struck out, Riker Herdsman doubled, and then Matt Hansen strikes out. Watkins will bat on an 0-for-2 day with a walk, and he was stranded after his base on balls in the 6th. 11 home runs on the year, 27 in the career for a guy playing his 200th game. Brock Watkins was hit by a pitch. So an HBP, and that's another free base.
Boy, and how big is the Cooper Vest taking the hit bat off?
Yeah. Well, that's now 10 free bases given up by ASU pitching, and you could argue a 13th with a balk for a runner that was already on the base pass. So let's say 11 free bases in one way or another, and Cougar pitchers have not walked a batter, hit a batter, been wild. Just nothing given to Arizona State. No errors committed, and teams that play Arizona State have committed 88 errors on the year. That's about a 1.5 per game against Arizona State. Teams are just out of sorts when they play Arizona State. They feel under so much pressure to keep pace, right?
Yeah.
So
that's how you win ball games.
And BYU's been as clean as you can be against a team like ASU today. Meantime, it is a 2-0 count. 2 straight balls delivered to Brock Watkins. First and second. Top 7, 2-0 BYU. It's a healthy hack and a swing and a miss.
Heading the count. Try to hit something hard, drive in a couple runs here.
Sorry, Watkins had walked. Or pardon me,
hit by pitch.
Hit, and it's McChesney who's batting now. And McChesney is in a 2-2 count.
He's probably thrilled to see a right-hander.
Yes. He's now hitting lefty against righty for the first time. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McChesney. Fouls to the backstop. So the inning began with a Vest strikeout that was nearly an HBP. Herdsman doubled. Hansen, as a pinch hitter, strikes out. Watkins hit by a pitch. That makes you first and second, 2 gone for Crew McChesney. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Crew. Crew's hit streak is now 4 games after his double, run-scoring double in the second. Fouls away, 2-2 we stay. Crew's been on base in 6 consecutive games. Was limited to 1 hit in 13 at-bats against ASU in Tempe. He's 1 for 3 today. The 2-2 again. Miss away, count goes full.
Good take.
Might we see another bases-loaded opportunity for BYU? The Cougs are 0 for 3 with the sack stacked, but do have a bases-loaded walk, which brought in the Cougs' second run of the day. 3-2, and runners will be in motion from first and second. Ground ball foul up the right side to the BYU dugout facing. We stay full. Parker Goff is on deck. 2-0 BYU. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Cougs. No runs on 3 hits for ASU. Again, their first time they've been scoreless through 6 innings since April 5th. Stays alive in the count. Fouls way up the left side this time. Into the empty seats on level 3. We are at Globe Life Field here in Arlington, Texas. This building opened in 2020. Home of the Texas Rangers. It's BYU and ASU on day 1. Swing and a miss, and the Sun Devils get out of the inning. BYU leaves 2 aboard. No runs on a hit, no errors. 2 left on base. That's 12 left on base for the game. We're stretching here in Arlington. Bottom 7 coming up. Cougs nursing a 2-0 lead over the 5th-seeded Sun Devils. BYU in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We go bottom 7, 2-zip Cougs on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Hey everyone, I'm Connor Pay.
And I'm Chase Roberts. You may know us from playing football for the BYU Cougars. We are also the hosts of BYU Radio's 2-Point Conversion podcast.
Each week, we dive deep into what members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are studying in their Come Follow Me lessons.
We also invite guests to share their unique experiences and testimony of the restored gospel of Jesus Christ.
So make sure you download 2-Point Conversion wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can find it on the BYU Radio app.
Hey Cougs fans, did you know Quick Quack Car Wash is a proud sponsor of your BYU Cougars? That's right. When we're not keeping cars clean, we're rooting for the Cougs just like you. Keep the dirt on the field and off your car with our premium ceramic duck wash. Your car will shine 3 times longer and will be better protected from the dirt and grime of everyday driving, plus the elements. Our free vacuum, seasonal scented washes, and in-wash light show mean fun for the whole family. So feel like a champion after a big win and get the best clean your car can beat with Quick Quack, the official car wash of BYU Athletics. Don't drive dirty.
As the world leader in essential oils, doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Our products are responsibly sourced and maximize performance, rest, and recovery for athletes at any level. doTERRA is proud to be the title sponsor of BYU Baseball and to support the student athletes with their health and wellness goals. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. doTERRA. Pursue what's pure.
This is BYU Cougars Baseball on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Bottom 7 we go. BYU 2, ASU 0. This ASU team, 7th nationally in batting average, 6th in hits, 5th in doubles, 15th in slugging. This is an offensive juggernaut. And BYU's given up 3 singles and no runs through 6 innings. We go bottom 7. 2-0 Cougs over the Sun Devils, and for ASU, heart of the order up. 3, 4, and 5 hitters. King, Tobias, and Vu. 0-1, Johnson gets ahead of King. King is 1 for 2 today. King is now 2 for 3 today. That's a base hit to center field. Lead off batter aboard here in the 7th. Lead single for King. But what the Sun Devils are not doing is putting consecutive runners on base. They have 3 base hits, but they've come in 3 separate innings, and the next batter's been retired each time.
And King has 2 of them, and they were not hit hard. They were just seeing eye singles that got through.
So the Sun Devils have not gotten rolling in any way at any time, and BYU's given 0 free bases. That's how they've kept this thing 2-0. Jacob Tobias is the batter. Lefty in the box, lefty on the hill. Ashton Johnson is the BYU pitcher. Tobias today is 0 for 2, a fly out and a pop-up. He leads the team in doubles with 20. He's batting .299 on the year. With runners on, it goes to .320. Opposite field fouled, out of play.
AJ's just got to keep ahead of the batters. That's what we've been doing well all day. Riser stayed ahead. He's been staying ahead. Don't get behind them. They're too good. You got to force them to swing at your pitch.
The Big 12's leading hitter, Matt King, is on board with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th. Tying run comes to the plate, and Jacob Tobias. Tobias, 7 home runs on the year, 42 for his collegiate career. And takes low. That looked good at the knees, but it's just below the knees for ball 2. 2-1 on Tobias. BYU pitchers, no walks issued, no hit batters, no wild pitches. They've been as clean as you could hope. The 2-1. Popped up. That nearly hit a truss. And it goes back out of play into the stands behind home plate. Tough to tell how far back that would come, but it was super sky high.
Yeah, I wondered if that might get to us in the rafters. Got to take advantage here. Got a little bit of a head in the count here. Go get him.
The distance from home plate to the bottom roof truss is 193 feet, by the way. It felt like it was about 190. The 2-2, meantime, to Tobias. Check over at first. Stepping back safely is King.
You said it earlier. This is a real cavernous ballpark. It just is big.
Yeah.
It feels that way.
On a day like today with not too many fans in the stands, kind of an echoey vibe. It's an early morning, very unusual day, but a great day so far for BYU and a 2-0 lead. AJ kicks and deals, and that's in the air, but out of play up the left side. It'll get into the stands behind the ASU dugout. We stay in a 2-2 count.
Feels somewhat like a COVID-era game. You can hear everybody talking. You can hear the coaches yelling at the players from their boxes on the field.
It's a 40,000-seat building, but again, fans will be numbering in the hundreds, maybe into the thousands by Saturday. The 2-2 from Johnson to Tobias. Step over and throw to first again. 329 left field corner, 326 right. Power alleys left and right are 372, 374. 407 straight away, deepest part of the park, 410. Those are your dimensions. Again, the 2-2. And again, a throw over to first. Matt King will step back. King on the year, 8 for 10 on the stolen base tries. The hits leader has hits 82 and 83 on the season today for ASU. Again, 2-2 from Johnson, but not first. It'll be a throwback over to Vest at first, where Tobias steps.
Little cat and mouse game going on over there.
BYU shift defensively to the right. Watkins is the only player on the left side, and he's playing very close to second base deep in the hole, so that third base line is wide open if he could slap it oppo. But he'll ground ball into the shift. Anderson over to second for one. No throw to first. But it'll be a fielder's choice reach in and out. So the shift played to perfection. Would have been a chance for a ground ball base hit to right, but Anderson was playing in short right field. In the shift, handled the ground ball and goes to second for one.
Sometimes that shift will kill you, but that time it was perfection. That is a base hit if we're not in a shift.
So a 4-6 fielder's choice erases the leadoff single of King and puts Tobias on base with one out. The batter's Kian Vu. Vu, another righty bat against the lefty Johnson, and AJ delivers ball one away. And it feels like we're not even seeing a lot of 1-0 counts from BYU pitchers.
Not much of a leadoff from Tobias, so I think you have to be cognizant that he's there, but you really need to work on this batter right here. This is critical at bat.
Vu grounded into a double play. His last at bat does the same here, and it ends the inning. But instead, he'll hit it solidly to center field. That is deep to center. Not so deep. Coming in actually is McChesney. And again, the judgment off the barrel is hard, as high as we are, but it's not that hard to handle at all for Crew McChesney. He runs up and to his left and makes the catch in short right center. And so 2 gone. Leadoff single, then a 4-6 fielder's choice, a fly out to center. And again, the theme all game long is it's a base hit and then nothing. Yes. A base hit and then nothing. No consistency in terms of getting runners on base. It's 4 singles and no runs yet for ASU.
Don't let him stack it. That's what it's been all about. Don't let him stack base hits. Don't give him free passes.
Brandon Compton, another lefty bat. 3 consecutive lefty bats after the leadoff single by King. And that'll be a grounder. Slow roller to second base. Robinson will handle there and throw to first for the ground out. So it'll go as a 6-3 leadoff single. Again, does no damage for BYU. The Sun Devils are down to their final 6 outs. They need at least 2 runs. BYU looks to add some insurance when we come back to Arlington. So in the 7th inning, leadoff single by King, and then a fielder's choice, a fly out, and a ground out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the 8th. BYU still leads Arizona State. 2-0 is our score on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
One thing that I hope sticks with our listeners, which is not just the feeling of, I love knowing this new thing, or I love having met this person, but often it's, I love knowing something I can do that I didn't know I could do. And it's as simple as saying, that person really has become my neighbor. What a simple thing I could do, even to just stand outside and say, I'm glad you're here.
Open your mind and heart with In Good Faith, wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking for a fun and affordable getaway to somewhere nice? Well, here's some great news for you. Breeze Airways, Provo's newest and nicest airline, flies nonstop to San Francisco, Orange County, and Phoenix. What's even nicer is that Breeze never charges change or cancellation fees, so you can book with total peace of mind. Flybreeze.com and the Breeze app have all the options for planning a trip. In partnership with the San Bernardino International Airport, Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
I'm not from this country, and so I was also on the verge of, can I actually pursue my case? My name is Ariel, and I was in a car accident. Siegfried and Jensen, they decided to take my case and decided to go and protect me as a person. This goes for those people that are not from this country. It is possible for you to get attention and for you to feel safe. Siegfried and Jensen took care of me, and they'll take care of you too.
Here for you 24/7. Call Siegfried Jensen for your free consultation.
They'll take care of you.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
Arizona State in Big 12 play, the highest batting average. the highest slugging percentage, the most runs scored, the most doubles, the second most home runs. It is an offensive powerhouse. BYU has the highest staff ERA in the Big 12. But on this day, BYU's pitching is shutting down Arizona State hitting. That's baseball, Duff.
That is. That's what makes baseball such a great sport.
And we go to the 8th inning. BYU 2, ASU nothing. Goff, Gamble, and Robinson do up for BYU. Arizona State limited to 4 singles in 4 separate innings. No runs through 7.
No one has shut them out this year.
First time this year they've been held scoreless through 7. Thank you, Joseph Hovey, Assistant Baseball Comms Director, for that tidbit. BYU's done this year with its pitching staff as Goff, in an 0-2 count, keeps alive on a foul tip. BYU, with its struggles in pitching and the ERA where it is today, they've been the first team all year to keep ASU scoreless through 7 innings.
Remarkable. They're doing exactly what Coach Alvarez talked about this morning, and throwing strikes, getting ahead of runners, not giving up free bases.
Goff down on strikes. BYU striking out a fair number today. That's now strikeout number 14 for Arizona State pitching, so they're doing what they do. But they've been unable to find any hitting rhythm against BYU. It's tough to get hits against this Arizona State pitching staff. They're one of the best strikeout teams in the country, and they're showing it again today. But what BYU's doing with its pitching and its defense has been masterful against the best offensive team in this conference.
Oh, one of the top 10 teams in the country.
Again, the job's not done yet. We're in the 8th inning. But to this point, everything you would want to do against this lineup, you have done. King's done his job. He's gotten 2 hits. He's 2 for 3, but singles, and he was erased on the base paths with the next batter each time. Meantime, we are in a 1-0 count to take Gamble. Back to the top of the order we go. 1-0. 1 gone, no one on, top 8. We've seen no home runs in this deep and cavernous ballpark today. ASU second in the conference in dingers in conference play at 45. Squaring his Gamble, pulls back on a called strike. The count goes to 2-2 on Tate. Foul ball to the BYU dugout area. Trainer Judd Franson out of the dugout to make the barehanded grab. Attaboy, Judd. I like to mention Judd that way, not when he's having to attend to someone who's banged up on the diamond. The 2-2. High 3-2.
Certainly one of the unsung heroes in the program.
Absolutely.
Just keeping the guys healthy.
So as Arizona State is 1 ball away from walking an 8th batter today, let's remind folks that BYU pitchers have no walks on the day. And that's walk number 8. Tate Gamble. It's another free base issued by Arizona State pitchers today. It's one of the reasons BYU has this narrow 2-0 lead. Arizona State pitchers have given up 7 walks with 3 hit batters and a balk. Pardon me, that's now 8 walks with 3 hit batters and a balk, as that walk goes to Giblin. That's 11 free bases to get on base and 1 free base on the base pass with the balk. That's a lot. And then you say BYU 0 conceded by its pitching. A massive disparity there. 10 free bases to 0 today. 12 to 0, pardon me.
If you're looking at one key stat in the game, that's probably it right there.
Robinson's the batter meantime. He'll go lefty against the righty Giblin. Gamble's on first with a 1-out walk. Takes a called strike, goes to 0-2 on Ryder. Ryder today 1 for 2 with a pair of walks. And with those 2 walks, Ryder's joined Crew McChesney in the team lead with 35 bases on balls. Backward K sat him down. So Robinson down on strikes for the first time today. And that's out number 2 here in the 8th. The backward K. And Arizona State's pitchers, if they don't win this game, they might be because how do we lose it? Because they struck out 15 batters and the Cougs have only 4 hits. But the free base number, massive. And the fact that Arizona State's vaunted offense has simply not gotten going at any point today. A very unusual day for Arizona State.
There are 4 hits, by the way. The season low tied at this point. They had 4 and a loss to UNLV earlier this year. And now 4 for the second time this year. No runs, 4 hits Sun Devils. 2 runs, 4 hits BYU. 1 ball, no strikes to Luke Anderson with a runner on first and 2 gone. Pitch away 2-0.
Got himself in a nice count right here. Be looking for your pitch, the one you want to hit. Just be aggressive, go get it.
2-0 to Luke. A .290 batter on the year. High strike zone, strike 1. Luke's a .323 hitter with 2 out.
A lot of room down the line. It's a big ballpark. They're shading a little bit towards center. In the outfield, just got to get something down the line.
Fouled back over the screen, but below us, 2-2. The count to Anderson. So BYU pitchers today, Duff, no walks issued. Season low has been won 3 times.
Okay. And the wins in those games?
Win, and win.
There you go.
There you go. That's how you do it, right? Swing and a miss by Anderson, down on strikes. And every out here in the 8th is via the strikeout. And that's now 15 Ks for Arizona State pitching on the day.
There has been no middle of the road for Arizona State today.
So we go to the bottom of the 8th. BYU 2, ASU no score, no runs, hits, and errors. 1 left on base for BYU in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, 2-0 Cougs on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits to complement your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up. You'll enjoy sizzling restaurant deals, peace of mind mobile phone protection, timely telehealth access, built-in identity protection, and clutch loan rate discounts. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCAA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Cougar Nation, your game day just got upgraded. Download the BYU Cougars mobile app and check out Game Day Mode, your destination for all things game day. Immerse yourself in the ultimate fan experience, including live highlights, rosters, and game notes. Elevate your in-game experience with interactive games and activations. Find the app now by searching BYU Cougars in the Apple app or Google Play stores and download today.
Whether you're climbing the peaks of the Himalayas, surfing the coasts of Maui, laid up relaxing on the couch, driving from Milwaukee to Oakley, Idaho, or perhaps just taking in the afternoon sun. No matter where you are on life's journey, download the BYU Radio app or listen wherever you get your podcasts and let a new journey begin.
You're listening to BYU Baseball. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Nail biter. BYU 2, Arizona State no score. Ashton Johnson remains on the hill for the Cougs. He'll face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. And first hitter here in the 8th, sky high to short left field. And it's catchable, and it is caught. Just outside the line by Ryder Robinson. Was that Ryder that made the catch? It was from his shortstop position. So that's the first pitch swing. Arizona State's getting antsy here.
They are. You're down 2. You haven't been getting guys on base, and you come up and take the leadoff takes the first swing. That's kind of little league type stuff that drives coaches crazy.
And that was deep behind third base in short left field in foul territory that Robinson makes the play on the pop-up. So now it's 1 out for Isaiah Jackson. 2-0 Cougs, and ASU's down to its final 5 outs in this game. Called strike by Ashton Johnson.
Again,
on Jackson.
Getting ahead in the count. Pound the zone. Stay ahead in the count. Dangerous guy right here.
0-1. 1 gone, no one on. Bottom 8. Out in front of the off-speed. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. If you're the 12 facing the 5, and you're facing the best offensive team in the league, and you're trying to somehow stage the upset, BYU has just filled the recipe card everywhere down the line today. The 0-2.
That's smacked.
That ball's hit hard.
To right center. And on the track, catch made by McChesney. No trouble. A lot of room out there. Gave Crew room to move to his left and makes the out for out number 2. ASU down to its final 4 outs. Sure, Duff, you'd like a few more base hits. It's 2 runs on 4 hits, and you're striking out a ton. It's a high strikeout team. That's okay. What the pitching staff and the defense have done today, absolutely masterful.
Yeah, give Coach Alvarez a lot of credit because he had a good game plan. They talked about it this morning, and our 2 guys have gone out and executed.
And the Cougs have had to use, again, only 2 pitchers on this day. Reiser and Johnson. You save arms, get to the next day, find a way, get 4 more outs, get to Thursday. That's inside, high and tight on Ryan. 1-0. Jax Ryan, the third baseman, with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th. In the 9th for BYU, Vest, Herdsman, and Hansen due up. 2-0 Cougs. What an interesting opener here in Arlington. That'll be a 1-hopper past the shortstop Robinson into left field. 5th single of the day for Arizona State. Of their 5 base hits, 3 have come with 2 out.
Yeah.
And after the base hits in those previous 2, their next batter's been retired. So it is a 2-out single for Jax Ryan. BYU's being out hit now 5-4, but outscoring ASU 2-0. The tying run comes to the plate, and Kyle Walker. And now BYU will have work to do to put this thing to bed. They'll have Walker to deal with, and then at least the 2, 3, 4 hitters to come.
Honestly, could be a blessing. If you get him to come to the plate in the 8th, you don't have to face him as leadoff in the 9th.
And that's his specialty.
Yep, exactly. He's the engine that makes this team go. You just got to be strong right here and get him out.
1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-0 followed by a called strike up in the zone. 1-1 to Walker. Walker today, 1 for 3. Fly out, single ground out. Walker batting .360. Again, these high batting averages all over the ASU batting order held in check today. The 1-1. Outside 2-1. You beat ASU, you beat the best offensive team in the league, one of the best in the country, and you get a team you've beaten already in Arizona tomorrow, should the Cougs survive and play the Wildcats in the morning. And again, it'll be the morning. You'll have already done the 9 a.m. thing. You know about it. Wildcats will be doing it for the first time tomorrow. 2-1. I don't know that we've seen more than 1 or 2 3-1 counts today by BYU pitchers.
Had a couple of them early, but not since.
So 3-1 to Kyle Walker, who knows how to work a count.
Trust your defense right here. Go at him.
Got him with a strike on the outside corner. Puts it to a 3-2. So he fills the count on Walker. Got the call on the outside edge. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, 1 on.
Ryan challenge him right here.
Will be in motion. Payoff pitch forthcoming from Ashton Johnson, the southpaw. Kicks and deals. Ground ball, slow roller. Watkins, he'll charge, handle, fire, and late. Walker beats it out. First time today, ASU's had back-to-back base hits.
Yep, first time to have 2 guys on base.
So going to second is Ryan. Walker at first. The tying run's on first. The go-ahead run comes to the plate, and Landon Hairston has a 6-game hit streak going, but no hits today. 0 for 3 on a strikeout and a pair of groundouts.
No need to panic. Really good pitch. The guy made a swing. A little bit unfortunate. Brock came up, made a good play. He's just, he's got speed. He's just going to beat that out. So 2 hits in this inning already. Both kind of, what do you call seeing eye singles?
And they both come with 2 outs. Landon Hairston will bat. Abe Alvarez, BYU pitching coach, is out to the hill for a chat with Ashton Johnson along with catcher Parker Goff. BYU head coach Trent Pratt 1 away from his 90th win as BYU skipper.
Interesting, I was standing in line for food the other night behind AJ, and he had this thing on the back of his backpack, and I couldn't quite read what it was, and I got down close so I could read it, and it said, "Fear is a liar." And here we are, right?
We have a truth-telling at-bat with Landon Hairston in the box. Lefty in the box, lefty on the hill. First and second, 2 gone, ASU, bottom 8, 2-0 BYU. Miss inside. 1-0 and didn't miss by much. Hairston, a 356 batter, a 448 batter with runners in scoring position. He's got Ryan at second, Walker on first. And that was about the same spot and the same call, 2-0 by home plate umpire Chris Koski on the ball call.
Granted, we're 300 feet from home plate, but both those pitches look good. Really, really close. Got to go after him.
2-0. And that's hit in the air to left. No trouble for Tate Gamble. Looks it into the leather, and that'll do it for ASU in the 8th. Now the BYU fans making some noise here.
Yep.
At Globe Life Field. So a pair of 2-out base hits, but no damage done. ASU no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We go to the 9th. BYU holding on to a 2-0 lead. The 12 seed leads to 5 on day 1 of the Big 12 Baseball Championship here on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Is LASIK right for you? At Utah Eye Centers, we've answered that question for over 25 years. With 4 locations and advanced technology, Utah Eye Centers has more experience and more answers. At Utah Eye Centers, we've seen it all.
Moving is so stressful. Loading everything in a truck, hoping nothing breaks, and trying to juggle the kids and the dog in the middle of it all is enough to drive anyone crazy. But it doesn't have to be that way. The local movers at Bailey's Moving and Storage have the expertise to move you and the family across town, the state, or even the world. They'll do it fast and they're very experienced. They've been moving people to and from Utah and beyond since 1952. They even moved BYU Athletics, located in Salt Lake and Orem, or online at baileysallied.com.
Eliminate the need for contacts and glasses and start seeing more clearly in a few days. Call Utah Eye Centers, where more people have trusted for their LASIK surgery than any other Utah provider. At Utah Eye Centers, we've seen it all.
Hey there, I'm Julie, and I am so excited to introduce you to a new podcast called Uncomfy, Sticking with Moments That Challenge Us. You'll hear stories of real people in moments that challenged their perspective, and instead of getting angry or shutting down, they stuck with the discomfort, and they're glad they did. Catch a new episode of Uncomfy, Sticking with Moments That Challenge Us, every Wednesday on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen. I'm Julie Rose, and I can't wait to get uncomfy with you real soon.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
Welcome back to Globe Life Field here, Arlington, Texas. We go to the 9th inning. BYU 2, Arizona State no score. Today's game is 2 hours and 40 minutes old, been clipping along in a pitcher's duel. BYU 2 runs on 4 hits. Arizona State no runs on 6 hits. They had their first inning with back-to-back base hits, and the Cougars got out of it. We're here in the 9th with Vest, Herdsman, and Hansen due up for BYU. Cooper Vest today is 0 for 3 with a walk. He's in a 1-0 count. Goes to 1-1 and now 2-1 with a ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Vest, a .280 batter. But he reaches base at a 356 clip when he leads off an inning. And he leads off the 9th. And that's laced but just foul. Outside the first base bag, 2-2 to Cooper Vest. BYU's runs leader, home runs leader, RBI leader, and leads in total bases and slugging.
Don't forget hit by pitch.
19. BYU's career record holder in hit by pitch. Lines that to center.
That ball's hit hard.
Center fielder, good beat on it. And Jackson will make the catch. Over the shoulder in the power alley in right center. Center field straightaway is 407, but then the center field fence actually extends about 40 feet on each side to 410. So separate corners exist at the deepest part of the park in those areas, and that was not too far away from the 410 sign on the line. And Jackson makes the catch in center. So 1 gone. It'll bring up Bryker Herdsman. Bryker fouls away 0-1. Bryker today striking out, swinging in the 1st and the 3rd. Bases loaded walk in the 5th. And a 1-out double in the 7th, after which he was stranded. So 1 for 3 today with an RBI. And takes called strike 0-2 on Bryker. On deck is Matt Hansen.
Hansen came in as a pinch hitter for Keone Painter in the 7th inning. We're in the 9th inning. The Cougs are 3 outs away from recording a massive upset here in the first round of the Big 12 Championship. And Riker Hertzman swings and misses down on strikes for a 3rd time today. The offense for BYU not overpowering, only 4 hits, just 2 runs, but they may be enough today because BYU's pitching its game of the year, it feels like today, against the best offensive team in the league.
Without question. A lot of walks and a couple of key base hits. And there you are.
Giblin remains on the hill, delivers high and away to Matt Hansen. And just to restate the point, BYU pitchers today have not issued a single free base, no walks, no hit batters, no wild pitches, no balks. They've only had 2 strikeouts. They haven't had to be blowing people away. Everything else is working. The defense behind them, excellent. Yeah, error-free. Justice Reiser goes 4 innings for the first time this season. Ashton Johnson's gone 4 complete innings. Those 2 guys have carried it for BYU.
Honestly, very much a Greg Maddox style game, you know?
They were pitching today.
Exactly.
Matt Hansen base hit to center field with 2 out. So Matt Hansen records the base hit. He'll be at first base, and 1 on for Brock Watkins. Cougs could still use some insurance here in the 9th, and Matt Hansen keeps the inning alive for BYU at the plate. Ashton Johnson, by the way, has tied his career-long outing with 4 innings. He went 4 and got the win at Kansas to open that series.
Yeah, that's right.
So both guys today have had season-long outings on the hill for BYU, Reiser and Johnson. And when all hands are on deck, would the luxury would be, Duff, to save some arms, right, for the games to come?
For sure, absolutely.
And they've been able to do that today. From a pitching side of the equation, just textbook execution by BYU today. That's in tight on Watkins. Brock is 0 for 2 today, but he's been on base in his last 2 plate appearances with a base on balls and a hit by pitch. He flied out and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. 2 out, 1 on. Brock Watkins, a .310 batter. Number jumps to .333 with 2 out, and there are 2 out here in the 9th. That's a pitch low and away. 2-0 from Giblin to Watkins. BYU will face King, Tobias, and Vu to lead off the bottom of the 9th. The 12 seed leads the 5 seed. 2-0, top 9 here at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Day 1 of play, the Big 12 Championship off to an interesting start. The foul to the backstop screen puts us in a 2-1 count.
Feels like an NCAA basketball 5-2 upset.
5-12.
5-12
yeah,
upset.
Same deal. By the way, following us here, it'll be the 8-9 Cincinnati Texas Tech at 12:30 Texas time. A check swing foul tip. Now the count goes to 2-2. Later today, Baylor, who will be in our broadcast booth, will take on Oklahoma State. That'll be at 10-7 at 4 Dallas time. And then they nightcap the 6-11 K-State and Houston at 8 Dallas time. First round play. Tomorrow, quarterfinal Thursday, Arizona awaits today's winner. And BYU would know it has beaten Arizona already this year.
And realistically, could have taken 2.
And the 1 win was commanding.
Yes.
Right? It was a pretty dominant win.
Yep.
Cougs beat the Wildcats 12-5 to open the series at Miller Park. That's in the dirt, and that's going to get away from the catcher, Cromwell, and that's going to allow Matt Hansen to get into scoring position and make it a 3-2 count. Arizona State pitching. As good as they've been at K-ing BYU batters today, they've been wild, they've been walky, they've been inconsistent, and they've had to throw way more pitches than BYU today.
Yeah, the disparity there is huge.
This is the 200th pitch for Arizona State. This is the 200th. BYU's at 100. That, though, is the final pitch of the at-bat, a strikeout of Brock Watkins. How about this? Brock Watkins playing game number 200. Just struck out on pitch number 200 from Arizona State today.
Which is half of the pitches that BYU has thrown in this game. Or double what BYU has thrown in this game.
Exactly. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 9th. BYU 2, ASU no score for the Cougars. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. This is BYU Baseball on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Hey BYU fans and business executives, are you looking for items to promote your business that are co-branded with BYU? Then call Game Day Promos for all of your game day giveaway needs. Whether it's t-shirts, pom-poms, beanies, or eye black, they've got all of your game day giveaway needs covered. Game Day Promos, the officially licensed promotional product vendor of BYU Sports. Game Day Promos, 801-477-7607. That's 801-477-7607. Or reach them on the web at gameday-promos.com. Game Day Promos, beyond sports, beyond expectations.
Beehive Meals is proud to support BYU Baseball. Hey Cougar fans, batter up! Are you ready to hit a home run with dinner? Beehive Meals has a solution for you. We do all the prep work and deliver 10 ready-to-cook frozen meals straight to your door. Just toss them in the slow cooker and dinner is taken care of. Beehive Meals is now available for shipping, so you'll never have to scramble for dinner again. Make tonight's meal a home run. More info at beehivemeals.com.
On the storytelling shows and podcasts on BYU Radio, the Appleseed and Kaboom, we bring a lot of fun stuff to the air. Folk tales, fairy tales, personal tales, original audio adventures. We hope that you've enjoyed the stories that we've brought you here on the show, but what we really hope is that those stories have sparked thoughts and memories for you that you can sit and share with the people that you love around the kitchen table or the living room.
Bring home thoughtful stories with the Appleseed, wherever you get your podcasts.
For more Cougar baseball, let's rejoin Greg Wrubell.
Heading to the bottom of the ninth, BYU pitchers have thrown exactly half as many pitches as ASU's today. Amazing number on what's been an amazing day so far for BYU. And on pitch 101 of BYU's day, Ashton Johnson delivers ball one high and away to Matt King. Matt King has 2 of ASU's 6 hits. He leads off the ninth. 2-0 BYU leading ASU. King, Tobias, and Vu due up for the Sun Devils. 2 straight balls from Johnson. ASU, which was swept in Stillwater, is 3 outs from going out of the Big 12 championship on day 1 before lunchtime. 2-0. Johnson to King. Gets called on the outside. Up top, 2-1 from AJ.
Got to go at him again right here.
Matt King batting .405 on the year and hit .424 in conference play. ASU's won only 1 game this year when trailing in the 9th inning. This is a 35-win team. Hit him. It hit him on a 2-1 count. So, lead batter aboard, and tying run comes to the plate. And the guy coming to the plate has 42 career home runs. And that is the first free base issued by a BYU pitcher today. No walks and no HBPs until that moment. In the BYU bullpen, there is activity.
King was not trying to get out of the way of that.
Rockwell, Libert, and Jaden Harris are warming up in the BYU pen. Ashton Johnson on the hill, runner on first, and delivers ball one to Tobias here in the 9th. BYU plays the shift right. Shortstop plays at second. Second baseman plays in short right. And the first baseman, Cooper Vest, on the bag with Matt King. Foul to the backstop screen, 1-1 on Tobias. Tobias today is 0 for 3. Fly out, pop up, and a fielder's choice. Tobias is batting .298 on the year, .318 with runners on, so a jump of 20 percentage points. The runner on first is King, on base 3 times today. No one out, bottom 9, 2-0 BYU tying run to the plate. Hit well to right, but on the track, Herdsman looks it into his glove and 1 out.
That's a 2-run home run at ASU.
Over that wall and right.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Hit well, but Herdsman, plenty of room to that right field corner, makes the catch. Keeps King at first. BYU's now down to 2 outs remaining to secure the upset.
Routine fly ball here in this big, cavernous ballpark.
326 right field corner. That's where Herdsman made that catch. Kian Vu is now the tying run at the plate. Lefty bat, lefty hurler, and Ashton gets ahead 0-1 on Vu. Vu today 0 for 3, including grounding into an inning-ending 4.63 DP back in the 4th.
BYU's 48th of the year for one of the top double play teams in the country. BYU 16th nationally in double plays per game coming into the day. All right, 0-1 on Vu. Vu hits it in the air to left center. McChesney ranging over to his right. Did he make it or did Gamble? Gamble
cut
raced in front of it and made the catch. Gamble and McChesney were coming toward each other, and Gamble took it away from Crew McChesney in left center. It's out number 2 either way. The catch by Gamble. And now the Sun Devils down to their final out, and BYU's 1 out away from getting to quarterfinal Thursday here in Arlington.
You can
and
tell they were
Arizona
talking.
State. Sorry, but Duff.
You could tell they were talking. Gamble called him off at the last second.
Arizona State had not lost 4 games in a row all year. This would be their 4th loss in a row.
On the verge of a magical day.
Arizona State hadn't been held, to less than 2 runs in a game all year, right? And here they are scoreless. Can the Cougs find one more out? BYU 2, Arizona State 0 is our score.
The pitchers for BYU today have been fearless. Just gotta be that way again one more time.
This would be BYU's first shutout of the year, wouldn't it?
It would, yep.
Unbelievable.
And
against the best offensive team in the league. Popped up. Looks to be in foul territory. It will get behind the plate.
That came close to hitting the rafters, too.
Seen some high fly balls here.
Yeah.
So, 1-1. Wouldn't that be something? It's another page in the book called That's Baseball.
Yeah.
You get the best hitting team, you get the highest ERA team, and BYU pitching shuts down Arizona State hitting.
Yep.
2-0.
That's why you play the game.
Bottom 9, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 gone, 1 on. Tying run to the plate. BYU 1 out away from quarterfinal Thursday. Brandon Compton is the batter in a 1-1 count. The DH has 1 hit today. Swings, fouls to the backstop screen. Now the Cougs are a strike away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brandon Compton. The 1-2. BYU players on their feet at the rail. AJ kicks and fires. Popped up to left field. Tate Gamble running in. Robinson backpedaling, makes the call and makes the catch, and that will do it. BYU secures a 2-0 win in the first round of the Big 12 championship. The Sun Devils of Arizona State shut down and shut out by BYU pitching. ASU was last blanked in a game BYU with its first shutout in more than 2 years. 2-0 is the final. BYU defeats Arizona State. For the Sun Devils in the 9th, no runs, no hits, there were no errors, 1 left on base. BYU played an error-free day in the field. The pitching was superlative. Ashton Johnson goes 5 after Reiser goes 4, and the Sun Devils go home 1 and done on 4 straight losses, 3 to end the regular season and 1 here in the postseason. BYU's a 2-0 winner over the mighty Arizona State Sun Devils. You just never know, but we do know that this was BYU's best pitched game of the year. The offense did just enough to make it hold up, and BYU wins it by a score of 2-0. Here in Arlington, BYU will play on Thursday against the Arizona Wildcats bright and early once again. Today's final score is BYU 2, ASU 0. Post-game coverage begins after this on the new skin, BYU Sports Network.
Where does a journey to wellness begin? Do you start looking for diet ideas? Or searching for exercise plans? Actually,